Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Taco Tuesday, so what tacos are you eating? Everyone having a good Tuesday. Let us know where you're calling or viewing from. Share the live. I think tonight will be very interesting. But yeah. Oh, somebody's on time tonight. Oh. Oh, wow, you're on time?
Barely.
Oh my goodness. It's good to have you on time. You in that
You look
bright light.
lovely this past weekend.
Oh, thank you. So this past weekend, guys, just in case anyone didn't know, I've been under rock with Mr. and Miss Duval, honoring Kendall Keontae and Kamaya L'Oreal Times. It was held in Jacksonville, Florida this Saturday and Sunday. Shouts out to all 16 contestants. There would have been 17, but unfortunately, one girl dropped out. She was ill after registration. And I hope that she's good because I understand that she had to go to the emergency room. So, prayers for Claudia Francois. She did travel all the way to Jacksonville to compete, but unfortunately, things happen and you have to listen to your body. So, she was not able to compete. But to the people that were able to move forward, it was 11 girls and
Five.
5 boys. And shouts out to the victorious ones of Hassan St. Patrick and Trinicia Sanchez. Yes. It was a good pageant. It was what I like to say, my last prelim before I give up my title. Oh, I'm gonna cry like a baby. I know I'm gonna cry. And you know I don't like people to see me cry. And that makes me feel it puts you in a place of vulnerability, and I don't want anybody to think they can make me a punk. So yeah. Other than that, Jacksonville was a great. It was hot. It's hot in Florida. God dang. And but yeah, it was good to see so many people that was in the building. Miss Punk News Network herself was in the building. I see she's online. She was in the building taking pictures with everyone but me. Like how do you not take pictures with me?
Who is who?
Miss Punk News Network,
Oh,
Diamante.
dear my shout out to a huge follower and supporter.
Yeah. So
I
and
can't
of
believe
course,
y'all didn't take a picture.
oh, I was maneuvering, and then she was
Yeah.
just chilling. She was observing, so she could be sitting her post in, and she could be
She was
making
there
sure
raining. She was
she
there
was there.
raining.
Yeah, she was there, truly raining, making sure that whatever is being sent in was accurate. Um, so real quick, Baxter is coming. He had what is it? A load that he had to finish, but he should be done now. But he is coming, y'all. Other than that, Black America's in the building. Shouts out to the Symbols, DeRay, and Michonne and Lavelle. They look great.
Lavelle.
Table. The rulers are in the building. Jada P. Saint Laurent, of course. Big
Yeah.
A was there. Shouts out to the rulers. Sweetheart was there. Morgan and Ian. Um,
The
Miss
people were
Candy.
there.
It was a nice
The people were
crowd.
there.
The people
Shout
were
out to
there.
Rick and Marissa.
Shout out to Marissa. Marissa celebrated 30 years as the owner, right? And
Oh,
she definitely gave us a show. She looked beautiful. She's a woman of few words. She affirms you by how she looks at you.
is she also a former?
I don't think she's a former. I don't know. See, I should know that, right? Yeah. Hey Albert. Shouts out to BJ.
What's up,
BJ was in the
Albert?
building helping everybody in the back, but me. Um, no, fuck that. No, BJ was on punishment, so I had to get him off punishment this weekend. But shouts out to BJ, Miss Black Continental at Large.
What's
So
up, BJ?
I don't know if that's a good question. When she comes on, we'll ask her that unless we find out beforehand. But I don't know. But the first Miss Duval was there, and she's 73 years old, and she was
Whoa.
baby. Miss Mama
Really?
looks good. Miss Mama looks
Really?
amazing. She's 73. I think she was the first one that was like 1974, I think it was. Um, Yeah, she was there. She looked so good. She's such an inspiration, especially for girls of trans experience to look back and
Wow.
get. Maybe I know she. That's who I need. We need to get on because I know she has some stories to tell us, which is
Yes.
so fun. Shouts out, yes, shouts out to Denasia. She cooked. Y'all know me and Denasia have this love hate relationship,
I heard the
and
food was popping though, baby.
so we Marissa had cooked some seafood, some a salad, a seafood salad for the contestants in the formers in the court at registration. So she said I made the seafood salad. Later on that evening, Kamaya had some seafood salad at her station, and I said, girl, let me get some of this. And so Kamaya know what's going on. She was like, oh, girl, go ahead, get you some. And I was like, baby, this stuff's so motherfucking good. I said, I need my own. And she said, oh, you like that, Queen? I said, yeah. She said, you know your sister made it. I said, who? She said, Denasia. I said, well, it was good. So they go tell Denasia. And I guess that was a bridge for us to have a conversation. So shouts out to the Denasia.
That's like
Uh,
Candy and what's the girl name? The
Marlo.
Marlo. Remember they made up over chicken.
They made up over chicken. So yeah. So shouts out to Denasia for the salad, and she better have me some in September at my give
Shout
up.
out. They said it was amazing. They said the food was
Well,
amazing.
she had like I think she had meatballs and turkey leg hut and all of that. I don't eat that meat, but I could do the seafood salad. It was good. I can't even be no hater. It was good, and that definitely gave us a moment to talk and get
That's good.
just to be cordial with each other and not have
And
to
be
walk around
grown,
and
be
be
adults.
be an adult. Other than that, Big Katrina was in the building. Miss
What's up,
Katrina
Miss
was in the building.
Davenport?
Yeah, Miss Davenport, and it was the people's
The people's
pageant was in the
queen.
building. Derlin, they were in the building. So it was a nice little crowd. What did you do this weekend?
Um, prep for the upcoming week.
So tell us what's coming up, or tell them what's coming up.
Um,
Wait a minute, hold on. Girl, these numbers are skyrocketing. Like y'all ready to hit a man?
I
we
don't see
never,
him.
y'all are so ready for what's going to be said. We ain't never had no this many people in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, what the, y'all love mess. Oh, go ahead, King. How was your what you do? What you was prepping for?
Well, this upcoming weekend is Mr. and Miss Impulse Advocacy Pageant here in Houston, Texas, and we're just really excited. We get honoring Rayshawn Montrese and Tommy Ross, and this is going to be the inaugural pageant. So we've invested a lot of money and time and effort. So I'm just really excited for everything to come to fruition. We have some great performances: Courtney Van Wells, Naisha Dupree, Trinity Black,
Oh,
Chevelle Brooks, Portia Parrish, Chanel Nicole, so on, so on. Katia Lee Love, which I'm really excited about. She's a former Miss Gay America and former Miss US of A, Gay US of A Classic, but she's a beautiful spirit. And Milan Dupree. So it's gonna be really, really good. So we're just really excited. It's a new endeavor. So we're introducing something new for nonprofits. And so we're putting a lot of money into it. And so I'm just really excited to see everything, the finishing product. I'm just really excited.
well, we can't get this shit rolling until the person comes. And if you weren't here earlier, Antonio Lauren, he's at work, but he's on his way. If you don't want to hear, you can always log off. Moving on. So we definitely have to give you a shout out for all that you do for the Impulse pageant. I can't wait to get to Houston this weekend and stuff. Shout out to I see Ace spoke to you. That's all you see, Ace? Don't
All right,
start your
what's up, Ace?
shit. Don't start your shit.
I don't see
Um,
anything. I'm sorry.
you can't see nothing?
No, I
Oh,
don't have
well,
my contacts in, so
okay. Well, but yeah, that's pretty much it that
I'm just
happened.
looking into the light. I'm looking into the light.
You were looking into okay. But yeah, so other than that, that's it. Just waiting on him whenever he
Yeah,
can get.
but also if you are in the Houston area, um, August 20th, 21st, and 22nd, we will have Miss Gay Texas US of A here in Houston, Texas, honoring Jade, simply Jade, and she's also your current reigning Miss Gay US of A. And Jade is a 24-year-old beautiful woman that has won all of these things. at a very young age, and her energy is so adult and mature and seasoned. So she's a beautiful spirit. So if you're in the Houston, Texas area, it's going to be a pageant you will not want to miss. If you don't know anything about Texas US of A, it is the national within the national, and it's your favorite's national favorite. We have some of the greatest girls to come from Miss Texas, and it's going to be a battle this year. It will be a bloodbath. So
Well, I
we're
have
really
my
excited.
girlfriend who I'm supporting, and so hopefully she. Oh, so y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. This girl, back to Duval real quick while we stall for a second. Y'all know I don't drink, never drink, don't do none of that.
No.
I had, I was in the middle of some peer pressure with Giselle Barber Royale, Aja, Kamaya, and Gia. And can y'all believe what is it called? Drove the boat,
Rode the boat.
rode the boat, or whatever that is that make it
Giselle
sound.
steered the boat.
So Giselle gives me a shot of it was what was it?
818 Reposado.
Eight, whatever that is. Straight out the bottle, down my throat. I thought I was going to die. So yeah, like she popped my cherry with alcohol this weekend, and I'm like, hey, yeah. So shouts out to Giselle
No,
for
but that's
getting.
what you get. Let me tell y'all, when we were in Houston, I think last summer, Trinity was playing with my money because I was buying her shots and I didn't know she was pouring them out.
I don't want to turn into certain people in the community that don't know how to hold their liquor. So
And
I
y'all
don't.
know inflation is bad. And she was playing every time she poured it out, that was $15 being poured out.
So I would, y'all, he would buy it, and you're gonna drink this. I'm like, okay, you know how sometimes when in Rome, you do what you need to do. So I had, to, I was like, yeah. And every time he turn around, I do this, and I'm like, oh, this is good. Like I just don't, I've never drank, so it is what it
Y'all, the
is.
bartender had to clock it for me. The bartender was like, she's pouring them out.
Shouts out to Tayana, Mrs. House of Jewel, MBU Grand. I made my sister wait, baby. You was gonna wait for that to get that tip. But no, the bartenders was right. Okay, yeah, they did say the bartender. No, I didn't have no chaser, BJ, and that's what they kept saying. Are you okay? You didn't even do that with a lemon or something,
I think that's what the part was. You need a chaser.
and I literally was stuck backstage for about 20 minutes, and I was like, I think I'm gonna be. Am I gonna become an alcoholic? They was like, no, girl. So yeah, it was. We had a good time. Other than that, yeah, it is what it is. I don't know
What else
where
is
I
going on your end? Because you know you're in Atlanta once every 2 weeks. So what's coming up?
nothing. I'm traumatized. No, no pageants. No nothing. We won't be. I don't foresee myself competing anytime soon. I'm still traumatized from the last competition. Um, but other just my give up September 21st. Any girls 200 plus are more interested in being Miss Duval Plus, the absolute best system that I have been a part of. Rick Finn is amazing, along with Marissa, Aja, Natasha, all the other owners. It is a great system to be a part of. So if you are looking to be a part of the Duval system, you are 200 plus pounds. Please get your any color of the rainbow, that which is basically any color, especially the exclusive rainbow. Make sure
Even
that it's
colors
one,
that's not in the rainbow, black and white.
huh?
Even colors that's not in the rainbow, black and
Well,
white.
yeah, the exclusive one.
Yeah, because
So
it's in
yeah,
black and white is in their flag too.
and
I
I
was
think
like,
everyone has that in their closet, so it shouldn't be an
yeah.
issue. Of course, sportswear and or swimwear for plus. Talent gown and question and answer, and come get that. You definitely want to be a part of Dubai. It's something that um
It comes highly recommended by the farmers, and that's what I
yeah,
love
it
because
comes
a lot
highly
of pageants
recommended
you have farmers that hate on it, but with Duval, all the farmers love it. Like no one says anything bad about Duval. Like
because
all
there's
the
nothing to
farmers
say. They
love it.
treat you. They know how to. And I've been a
Yeah,
lot of things, and this was the first system out of. I think I've been competing on and off for 19 years, and have uh, been fortunate to be a lot of other things. This is the first time I've ever felt like a queen. Ain't that something?
that's amazing though.
Ever felt like I didn't have to do anything, just come in and be a queen. It's amazing, but it's still disheartening in some senses. Um,
Yeah,
no, no,
but
I didn't get it,
yeah,
Love Shop. I'm gonna have. I don't know. I didn't get it. We're gonna have to figure
yeah,
that
but you know,
out.
it is what I think. I think it is what you make it. I think that who you were during those reigns was a different person also.
Mhm.
So I think that you got Duval when you were supposed to get Duval. You know what I'm saying? Like you're more mature. You've had more life experiences. You have more empathy. So it's like you can appreciate the good that Duval had because you've already seen some bad. So I think that everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So I'm glad that you had an excellent reign. Honestly, I'm really happy that you had a good reign.
Yeah, it was an amazing reign. The next 90 days is going to be sad, but you got to move on. So but no, as far as anything else, that stuff traumatizes you. It really does. I think people think, "Oh, girl, just move on." No, mm-mm. you know what is it? It is what it is. But
You know what I
unfortunately,
give?
unfortunately, you weren't able to make it. That was the big secret,
No.
guys. Wendell was doing Mr. Duval, and so tell the people why you didn't come. Who
Because
ran
I've
you
been just
away?
really overwhelmed. I've really been honestly, I've just been really overwhelmed. I was trying to still go. I prepared to go. I got things to go, but I was just overwhelmed. And with it being the week before the Impulse pageant, I just felt like that was only going to burden me even more and burn me out even more. And the stress of a pageant. And if I'm being very honest, I had fears, right? Like I had my own fears because you don't want to listen to people, but you still can't help but listen to people. And so you try and move on. But with all of that, I was like, you know what? I don't even have time for that. So that was just the honest to God truth is just that my fears and my anxiety, I felt like it wasn't worth it for me.
I think that we have to understand, and it's great that we have our guest on tonight. As much as he is one way, he does have a sense of affirming people a lot of times in a way. We have to sometimes get over those fears because, especially in this community, you won't know unless you.
Yeah.
When I just after Westland, real quick, because he is ready, y'all. But I just want to finish. After, thank you, Granny. Shouts out to Amelia Black. After Westland, I talked to Benny, and I said, "What should I do?" He was like, "Get out of Atlanta. It's time for you to move on." And so I didn't think I was ready to go to Chicago or even to Texas. Well, I would never come to Texas, but I didn't know, and so I was afraid. Sometimes we get stuck in comfortability and we get stuck in what we know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know I can go to Atlanta and always make the 3 or the 5. And I was talking to Amaya Glamazon earlier, and we were having a good conversation. I was telling her I would like to see her somewhere. She kept saying, "Well, no, no, no. You have to sometimes move out of your comfort
Yeah.
zone in order to be this entity that you want." One thing that I did learn about that competition in Virginia is I do actually like to compete. I
Yeah.
do actually like it. And so I think that keeps me
That's big for
going.
you. Because you normally say you love to reign, you don't like to compete.
Yeah, I do not like, he was on here. I don't like to compete. I don't like to prepare. The money and spend the time. And I've never been a girl that could put together drag stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it racks my brain with, is this good enough? Is this not good enough? Like, it racks your brain. But on the other side of that, I know how to reign. So I always
Yeah.
be good there. You know what I'm saying?
Is he not? He's not back yet.
He here. So,
Okay.
guys, we're going to bring on our guest. He is 10 minutes late, but that's okay. We'll wait for Baxter and his associates. Bring to the stage our guest this evening, Devon. Hi.
I know
I'm
he's
late, baby. I'm
tired
always on time.
Oh, you were always on time. See, he
Yes,
already
sir.
started.
because the party started when he
Well,
gets
Whitney
there.
Houston told me a long time ago, baby, when you important, they'll wait on you.
Well, we definitely was going to wait on
And
you.
I'm important. That's all I'm concerned. I'm
You
just teasing
listen.
y'all. What's
In
up with
five
that?
minutes,
Hey,
in 5 minutes, you have raised these numbers more than anybody in the last 2 years we've been doing this. I don't
You
know.
serious?
Yes, it is ridiculous how they have ran to this page. But while we have you here, first of all,
Are you
thank you for giving
serious?
us the opportunity to talk to you. Um, we like to hear from different people. We don't just want to hear from our icons and legends. You are somebody in the community that, for whatever reason, people listen to you, and we'll get to that in higher in the program. So, to give us this hour or so of your time, we appreciate you and your associates coming over here and talking to us.
Well, thank y'all so much for having me. Hello,
Wendell, you have
Wendell. How are you?
I'm good. What's
Wendell.
up, Baxter Braxton?
Nothing. I was always taught to speak when you come to somebody's house.
Right.
So
Well, first of all,
y'all
how was your
have
day?
this year. It was long. But
Okay.
I'm here. I made some arrangements to be here tonight, so I promised you I
Oh,
was
we
coming
appreciate
in
you. We'll
Here I
appreciate it.
am.
So, first question,
Um,
just off the bat, just to kind of break the ice. Who is Baxter Braxton or Devon Williams
And
is what
slow
I
that
know him
cup
as.
down.
um,
Slow that cup down.
y'all want the real me or y'all want the
No, we
other me?
want the real you. Don't
The
come on
real
here and
me
act like
gonna
some
need
of the
this
other people
cup.
we talked to.
The real me gonna need this cup. Um, I'm just an everyday dude. Like I don't. For me, I consider myself to be just like an everyday dude. I don't. Baxter and Devon go hand in hand. And the reason why they go hand in hand because they're both direct. I mean, well.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm working on the delivery part that y'all be on my ass about, but for the most part, I'm just a regular everyday person. I ain't. There's no difference between the two,
Mhm.
depending on how you approach it. Depending on will be um, depending on who you get.
Okay.
So
So tell us
nothing
about.
spectacular about me.
Oh, really?
Don't start Trinity.
Tell us about life for you growing up. What were you like? What was life and what did you were involved in and things of that nature?
Future Business Leaders of America. I was very active in student government. That's why I like politics to this day. Um, I was a tutor at some point for students. Shit, you name it, I did it. I did acting for a time. Shit, but I love to gamble.
Are you good at it?
Hell yeah. Um, so shit, I used to shit. We used to PE was taking cars to school and
Oh wow.
going under the pavilion and starting the card game, and we got $5 Tonkin deuce hands and shit. We got best hand on the side and shit best
Oh
hearts,
Lord.
best spades, baby. Whatever you want to do, I got it. I play
Okay.
dominoes, pinochle, whatever you want to do. I'm your guy.
So I heard you say that you were a tutor. The tutor, that's very interesting to know. What particular subject?
Math.
Oh, so you're good with numbers.
I told you I like to gamble.
Okay. All right. So you were a math tutor. All
Yeah.
right. All the way up to what? Trig,
No, I
trigonometry.
ain't. I'm not that advanced, baby. That's been oof, many moons ago.
Okay, many moons ago. Have you
Um,
always been the direct person growing up like we know you
always.
to be now? Has it always been your personality?
I've always been nonchalant. I've always said what was on my mind. I've always spoken my mind. It got me a lot of ass whoopings. I will tell you that. I wore a lot of ass whoopings. I was very hard headed, um, very stubborn growing up. Um, and I've always did what I wanted to do. No matter the cost, I've always did it my way. And my mom
Mhm.
used to always tell me, she said, "You're gonna have to learn the hard way." That was her everyday thing with me. You're gonna have to learn the hard way because I chose to believe that experience is the only teacher. It wasn't the best teacher for me. So if I had to experience it in order to learn from it.
So, what experience did you have learning the hard way? What did you have to go
Oh,
through?
girl, you know how many ass whoopings I wore? Girl, I got beat with extension cords, water hoses. I'm from the country.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I was basically well in my home. I'm the middle child of five, so my older siblings were with my grandmother, and so I was the person that was in charge of the younger two. So my mom would say, this might go over some of y'all here, but my mom would say, "Don't open my door for nobody. Don't leave out this house until I get home." And I did the total opposite. She would say, "Don't open. I don't give a damn if my mama came in to open that door. If my grandma knocked on the door, of course I'm gonna open it."
Mhm.
And I got a lot of ass whoopings for just being disobedient.
Mhm.
Um, because like I said, I was gonna do like we want to go outside and play. We're not gonna sit in this damn house all day. Shit, let's go.
Would
And
you?
then we'll go outside and play and come back in before she got home. But of course, the neighbors gonna tell on you by then. Back then, when I was growing up, the community raised you.
Yeah.
And we could go outside as long as you outside doing what you're supposed to do, not misbehaving, not being disrespectful. You good. But as soon as you show your ass, everybody, the neighbors whooping your ass, and then your parents come home, they tell your parents they gonna whoop your ass. So
Did you grow up with the come in before the street lights come
street
on?
light came on. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you was in that era. Okay. Um, Hearing that you were disobedient and you did what you wanted to do, would you consider yourself looking back as the black sheep?
Um, yes,
Okay.
yes, I was most definitely the black sheep. I was the black sheep because one, I've always been unapologetically me.
Mhm.
Um, and when the whole gay thing came up in the rise and it just really blowed, I really just was like, fuck it, and just came out. It was just like a whole shit show. But I didn't give a fuck because I feel like with my mom, my dad, my grandmother on my mom's side, but my dad's mom, that was my ace in the hole.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like with basically my whole family because I chose to live me, and I wasn't gonna let them tell me how to live me.
Mhm.
And my grandmother would always say, "Well, so and so told me this, and so and so saying this," and I told her straight up, "So I'm like, I don't care about what them people told you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna live my life for me because at the end of the day, when I get to the graveyard, ain't but one body going in the ground.
Right.
That's mine. So I'm gonna
Did,
do it my way."
so did your where was your sexuality something in an early age or did it come later?
It came like after high school,
Okay.
like right in the cups of me knowing that I was getting the fuck away, and I had already secured me a school to that I had already got my college acceptance, and I knew I was leaving. I had a car, I had a job, I had a CNA license at the time, and I was like, "Oh, this your meal ticket out of here."
Mhm. Okay.
And I took it in hauled ass, and I never looked back.
What part of Florida are you from?
I'm from a small town called Pahokee, Florida. It's down by West Palm Beach.
Okay, gotcha. But you currently live in Tampa.
I've been in Tampa 30 years now.
Do you
Oh.
see yourself living there forever?
No.
Where would you like to move to? Like if you had the choice.
I'm gonna move wherever my soulmate is.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you think you found him?
Not yet.
Okay. He's
We
coming.
working on it though.
Oh, you're working on it?
Yeah, we
Okay.
working on it.
King, you got anything real quick?
No, not about your childhood. I'm
Okay.
ready to get to the good stuff.
What's
Uh,
the good? I thought that was the good stuff.
But
that was
wait, I
very
do
good.
have a question. I
We
do have a
learned a
question.
lot just in that he's a
But I do
tutor.
have a question though. So
Hmm.
although you waited to come out to your family, when did you come to grips with it for yourself?
That would have happened once I got to Tampa, so that would have been after high school. Um, when my first drag show was at the Coliseum in Miami, and my cousin, she's a lesbian. I walked in the club, and so happened, I'm just here all by myself, and I walk in the club, and I see my cousin, and she walks up to me, and the first words out of her mouth, I will never forget it. She said, "I've been waiting on you."
Uh-huh.
She told me, she said, "I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you to finally get here." And she schooled me on, I saw Sexy was the first drag queen I ever saw on stage.
Mhm.
And that was the same night I met Sheena. Um, and they gave me the ropes, how to tip. I went up and tipped or whatever, da 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 da. And just had a good time that night. And I went back home. I was like, okay, okay, it was cool.
A lot of people say when they go to their first or they see their first drag show, it scares them, especially if they're not used to that. Were you in that space or was it you just in awe of everything?
I've never been. It's very little shit that scares me.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of nothing.
Mhm.
That scares my parents because I'm not afraid of nothing.
Okay.
Um, I'm always intrigued. I want to know more. Tell me more. Tell me more. I want to decipher it for myself.
Do you know what year that was that you was first introduced to drag at the
Oh
Coliseum?
no, I don't.
It was the 90s though, right?
If that's what you said, you know I'm but 35, girl. Don't do that.
Okay. Well, we got you. We got you. So you have now went to your first drag show in the Coliseum. You are coming into terms with your sexuality and all of that.
Mhm.
How do you now feel that all of this is coming together of the man that you're becoming? Are you still trying to learn? Are
The
you
man still hasn't come yet. I'm still in
okay?
my adolescent phases. Although I'm grown, but I'm still, to me, no, not as of now, me looking back now, I was still a child. I was just trying to find myself.
Find yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So when do you feel like you found yourself?
Shit, I found myself too a couple years ago. No, oh God, that's a good question. Cause see,
Or have you?
then
Or have you?
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to tell my age. So you trying to trick me, Trinity? I know what you're trying to do. It was a while ago.
Okay.
Well, it was a while ago. It was in my 20s. I found myself in probably in my late 20s. After you know, I truly feel like you don't truly find yourself until you know your late 20s, early 30s is when the light bulb come on. You done
Yeah.
had your heart broke. You done learned what friendship is. You know, you done learned who's for you, who's not for you. You kind of got a general consensus of okay, I'm gonna stay from around this bitch. I ain't fucking with that bitch no more. This hole over here is a snake, and I don't even want that dog ass nigga no more.
Mhm.
I was
Gotcha.
around 28, 29.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Now, you finding yourself and all of that. Let's talk about a moment in the time where you have had heartbreak. You know, a lot of people see you as this very, very, very solid person. You can't break me. But have you had heartbreak? And if so, how was it for you?
Yes, I've had several heartbreaks. I've buried ex-lovers. That was that was my worst heartbreak
Mhm,
um, to date.
mhm.
A lot of y'all may not know, but I dated Dariani Munn. Um,
Oh,
I was there with him throughout the whole process, to all the way to his transition.
okay.
Um, so yeah, that was a lot. That was a whole lot.
What did you learn about yourself through any of those heartbreaks?
How resilient I am.
Okay, okay.
I took on a lot during the after the heart broke and the reality set in. I had to go with them. I had to go in myself and I had to say, okay, you still got to see this through. It's still not done. Just because he's passed on and he's transitioned, that doesn't mean that the work stops. And I had my child with me, Demetrius, and he was there with me throughout the whole course. Um, and we just, you know, I just had to
Mhm. Okay.
slowly bounce back. And what I learned from that was even after the heartbreak, you still got to go through the funeral process. You got to get them ready, and you still have to, make sure everything is right. And that was one of the worst experiences, but one of the best moments, teaching moments for me, because it
Wh-
taught me that I was able to still, even in grief.
Yeah.
My question is, when you have a death, it's something different than just you cheated on me. I'm breaking up with you. So
Mhm.
knowing that you had a lover that you had to bury, how has that changed your perception or dynamic with your next relationships?
For a time, I wouldn't date pageant boys for a
Oh,
really long time because he was a pageant boy.
mhm.
And the thing was, is with he and I, he didn't want me to date no more pageant boys. I was gonna be his first and only.
Okay.
So going through that and being with him and even learning from him, I learned the backstage or the behind the scenes things that go on with the pageant boys, quote
Mhm.
unquote.
Are you open to dating any of them now?
No,
So all of you pageant boys, give it up. It's not happening.
It's not that. It's just that I don't. I'm at a peaceful place in my life right now,
Hmm,
and when you get on this side of peace, it's not to be negotiated anymore at any cost.
okay, gotcha.
No.
Talk about the dynamics of your friendships from the time you first came out to today. How have they changed or how have they grown you?
Ironically, the majority of my friends that um y'all can still hear me.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay. The majority of my friends that I had before I came out are still my friends to this day.
Okay.
I have one of my best friends. Her name's Tasha. Everybody knows Tasha King, but
Yep.
we've been friends for over 30 years. Like ride or die. That's my rock. I'm her rock. And we just go. Like if I'm for you, if I'm your friend, I'm your friend to the end. Now you do some bullshit to cross me or burn this friendship. That's on you. Because when I throw your ass to the curb, ain't no coming back. That's just the sage in me.
Mhm.
I ain't no coming back because when I come, I give you everything I have openly, wholeheartedly. And that was one of the things I had to learn, even from one of my last relationships, my previous relationship. He told me you give too much too soon,
Mhm.
Mm.
and that's just a sad trait.
Okay. Gotcha. Do you find it hard to have friendships in this? Because most of us only know you because of the pageant world. We clearly know you have a
Hmm.
life outside. But do you find
Hmm.
it hard to have friendships in this arena?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So let's get to know Devon a little bit personally. What is your
Okay.
favorite color?
My favorite color is Tiffany blue.
Okay. Do you have any Tiffany's jewelry?
I have Tiffany blue um, clothes, pot sets,
Oh,
furniture,
okay. All right. They want to know, what are you drinking?
rum.
Rum. Okay. Gotcha.
It's
If
like
you could if you could live any place in the world, where would it be?
probably Cincinnati, Ohio.
Mm.
Why there? That's such an
I
odd
just
place.
I love the city. Um, I love everything about Cincinnati.
Mhm.
And that came from trucking and traveling. From a kid, I've always wanted to live in Ohio. I just didn't know which part. But
Mm.
being visiting there for so many times, Cincinnati would definitely be a place that I would want to be in.
Aside from your birthday, a favorite holiday you love to celebrate?
Mother's Day.
Okay. Okay. Do you typically go home to see your mom?
Mhm.
Okay.
I do.
Gotcha. Three things you know that you can work on about yourself.
My delivery, my timing, my punctuality, because I'm always fucking late. Always. It's just me. Um, what would be the third thing I think I need to work on within myself? Trusting people
Okay.
too
Gotcha.
soon.
Too soon. Has the trust thing come from people letting you down in the past?
Um, tr- partially yes, but mostly it's come from just being big on reading the room and
Mm.
energy, being big on people's energy and how you interact with them. Um, I think some people their intentions are good, but you just can't trust them.
Right.
Trust.
Gotcha. Celebrity crush.
Morris Chestnut,
Okay. Okay. If you could pick any celebrity to be best friends with, who would it be?
Erica Badu,
Oh, okay. I can see that. I can see that. Growing up, what was your favorite cereal to eat?
King Vitamins.
Them things used to tear your top of your mouth up.
You They don't even make them no more. I can't find them here.
I don't think they make them
I've never
anymore.
heard of
I
King
I've
Diamond.
been looking for them. I ain't gonna lie. I've been looking for them. I really
Okay.
have.
Listen, we're gonna have to see if they would discontinue because they was tearing people's mouth up.
That'd be
Um,
good though.
do you cook? And if you do, your favorite meal?
I got like 5 pots on my stove right now. I
Oh,
cook all the time.
okay.
People don't. A lot of people don't know, but I can cook. Um, my favorite meal, well, my favorite dish would be collard greens.
Hmm.
Um, I love a good pot roast,
Hmm.
green beans, and potatoes,
Hmm.
rice, and apple cinnamon cornbread.
I've never had apple cinnamon cornbread. Can you bring me some to the next function?
I will.
Okay.
It'll change your life. It'll change your life.
You from Florida, so I think I may know this answer, but what is your favorite season?
Winter.
I was about to because baby, we was hot this weekend in Jacksonville. Lord Jesus.
Winter. I love the winter.
Okay. When you're packing to go out of town, what's the first thing that you put in your suitcase?
Lube.
Well, why are you putting lube in your suitcase? What you
You
doing?
don't never know what might happen. You don't never know where it may
He
go
need more
down.
than
That
three
like
ounces.
I'm
He need
very
more than three
spontaneous.
ounces.
Like shit, if it's gonna happen, let's get it popping.
Okay. Favorite female rapper.
Cardi B,
Okay. Favorite male rapper.
Rick Ross,
Okay. If you could bring any celebrity back from the dead, who would it be and why?
Whitney Houston, the one and only, the voice.
Okay. The boy. Do you like the fact that they're finna redo the bodyguard?
I hate it.
Okay.
Some shit you just need to leave alone. And that's one of the things that I feel like just leave that. That's a classic. If y'all want to watch it, rewatch it. Rewind the shit. No.
Well, I definitely think.
Kevin Costner just did his thing in that. Even when they gave the award for it after she left, and he went to accept the award, he was just sitting there in tears, and I just looked at that man in his face. I said, he fell in love with her.
Hmm.
He fell
Hmm.
in
I
love
think he
with her on
did.
that
I really
set.
think he did.
hmm And the
Especially
way
when
he
watching
just
her
you could
funeral.
just see it in his face, like that's a man that's in love with that woman.
Hmm. If you could describe Trump in one word, what would it be?
An asshole.
Okay. What is your passion in life if you found it?
Ooh, passion makes the world go round for me.
Mhm.
Um, I have a passion for kids.
Okay.
Um, I love kids. I have a passion for dealing with youth that are LGBTQIA plus one, and misused or abused kids.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, that makes my heart melt.
In any time growing up and finding yourself, did you ever consider having your own?
You know how many kids I done raised, Trinity?
Mm-mm.
Too many.
Okay.
At least 9.
Okay.
At least 9. Hell, my nephew just walked through here. Y'all don't know if y'all heard the door thing go off.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he lives with me now. So shit, I can't get rid of him.
So you just got
They
them all
always
over.
here. Like even if I'm not home, I could be on the road. They have the code to the door.
Hmm.
Um, so for me, I with my nieces and my nephews, I try to provide a safe space for them. I
Hmm.
want them to know that my home is always open. You can come and go anytime you get ready. Just be respectful of my shit and keep it clean. The
Okay.
only rules I got. But
Right.
yeah, I think that for me, shit, I can't get. They grown. I still can't get rid of them. Shit.
Hmm. Okay.
But I wouldn't have it
Um,
no other way because I would rather have them here than have them on the street.
Streets. Exactly. That makes sense.
Yes.
Baxter Braxton. Of all the families you could have chose, why did you choose the Braxton family?
Marcus did this, and I say Marcus, I mean Daria.
Hmm.
Daria Iman said this made this happen because of him. Um, oh God, it's been over 20 years now.
Hmm.
Um, I ain't gonna say I chose this family. I think they chose me, and I'm glad they did.
Okay.
Um, After I was introduced to everybody, first Pilar, she passed away, and then me and Sheena went to the viewing, um, and then that rolled over into Peaches and Tanya and Jenny and um, Crystal. Um, I think it was more or less it was like a perfect mesh.
Hmm.
I came in primarily with Natasha because me and her had a really good bonding, and we just clicked. I don't know, we clicked, and then it was they were so warm and so accepting, and it just happened.
Hmm.
It was just like you belong. There was no who this person is, what he doing, or how is that. It was just more like come on, you you one of us.
Okay.
And then I've always had a Braxton shape from birth, so I'm a
If you
natural thoroughbred
exactly,
Braxton. Yeah,
if if you could describe your time as a Braxton in one word and what they mean to you, what word would that be?
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Gotcha.
And the reason why I say this is because I have learned so much about myself, about this industry,
Mhm.
and about just everyday life issues and situations just from being a Braxton. Um, I have no gay mother. I only have a gay father. And when I came in, I told myself I never wanted to be a person that had this 3 and 4 gay daddies and mamas and all that shit. I want one and done. I'm straight across the board like that.
Mhm.
And that's what I was gonna have. I've only
Mhm.
had one gay father. I've never had a gay mother. Um, but these ladies took me in and gave me the toolage, the information, the knowledge, the street knowledge on how to live, how to be a gay male in this industry, how to carry yourself as a gay male in this industry, and the do's and don'ts of this industry.
Mhm.
I learned all of that from these women. And I take bits and pieces from all of them, and all of them collectively make Baxter Braxton.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, a few years ago, we have lost a jewel in the Braxton family that was your daughter. She necessarily didn't carry the name
Hmm.
Braxton, but she was your daughter, and everyone knows how you felt about that. I don't want, well, we don't mind if you get emotional, but
Oh
tell
no,
us about how that
I'm
has
good
affected.
now.
Okay,
If
okay.
just about a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to even do this.
Tell us about the passing of. First of all, tell us about what India meant to you and how her passing affected you.
Oh
What
God,
changes you might have
I think everybody knows that was my baby girl. Like that was one of my jewels of my life. That was like one of the most precious things God could have given me
had. Hmm.
to be a mentor and watch over and be a part of her life. Um, it wasn't always peaches and creams. Of course, they grown. You're gonna have your ups and downs. You ain't gonna always see eye to eye, but we always found a common ground to come back together, or somebody would always bring us back together because she was a hothead. Um, she was a Gemini, so y'all know how I feel about them.
Right.
Um, but Doherty, oh God, she loved this art form, and it showed in every way. And if she had her mindset on, she was competing, she was doing whatever, she's coming. She was definitely gonna do it. Nobody was gonna talk her out of it. The only thing I could do is just go over the stuff, and we'll look at it, and she'll say, "Well, what do you think about this sketch? And what do you think about that sketch?" And what a lot of people don't understand is didn't know probably was that she basically sketched a lot of her own stuff. She was a great artist. Um, she sketched it. She'd sketch it out, draw it out, and do her thing with it, and brought it to light. And it was like, how do you like this? How do you like that? And she'll go through all of her group, all of us in the group, and send it to us individually. What do you think? But man, oh man, I miss that little girl.
Hmm.
I miss that little girl. But yeah,
If
that was my baby.
if you could say one thing her listening, what would you say?
I love you.
I love you. Okay. Oh. Um, before we move into the game, a lot of people feel as though that they want to know what is your type. I just got an inbox saying, what is your type
I
for
don't
your
have
soulmate?
one.
You don't have one.
I don't have a type. I like good energy. Just come with good energy. Um, the reason why I say I don't have a type because I believe in accepting people for who they are. It's just all about the approach for me. If you can approach me well and we can hit it off and have a conversation, I'm cool with that. I'm not as stuck up as people think I am. I am very protective of my energy.
Okay.
I'm very protective of it.
Mhm.
And that can sometimes read as snobbish or standoffish, or I've even had somebody tell me, "Oh, you think you better than me, or you think you better than most people." Like, where you get that from, bitch? I'm from the hood, bitch. I came from the same struggle.
Mhm.
But no, I don't really per se have a type. I just be genuine and authentic.
Okay. All right.
That's
Gotcha. So we'll move into the game. I'm sure you watch, you know how
mainly.
it plays.
I don't get this far in y'all
Oh, you
lives.
know,
But go
okay,
ahead.
okay.
Let's
So
go.
what happens is I will give you a word, person, place, or thing, and you give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Word, person, place, or
When
thing.
you
Okay.
when you hear that person, place, thing, name, or what have you. I give you someone easy. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Sheena Devine Hawkins, aka Eugene Hayes?
My bitch. That's my bitch. Like, me and that bitch done been through the trenches together. Like, that's my nigga. Like,
Mhm.
oh man, she done got some stuff. You want some real stories? That's who you ask.
You meeting Sheena as Sheena first and then her detransitioning, was that an effect on you?
No, it wasn't because I knew the story behind it.
Okay.
I knew. See, a lot of y'all don't know. I might get in trouble for this, but fuck it. I'm gonna tell the story. Being a lot of y'all don't know that Sheena wasn't nothing but a nigga with a wig on anyway. Like for real. That was always a little boy with a wig on and silicone. Like I'm telling y'all some real shit. Like
Right.
I know this to be factual. Sheena has always been that little boy with a wig on. She always liked to chase the bunnies with fat asses and dark skin. You dark skin with a fat ass, you got Sheena. That's
Right.
all you
Okay.
need. And
Gotcha.
she just decided to take the titties and shit off, but yeah.
Nothing changed. Gotcha.
Yeah, ain't nothing changed. Nothing.
What's the first thing? This is going to be funny. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the men of Omega Psi Phi?
Girl, you so messy.
What's
Oh,
tea?
you did that, Trinity. G, OMG. I'm sorry, I got a phone call.
Okay.
You so messy. You did that. Oh, the bros. That's
Mhm.
what come to mind. The bros.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, in that, have you ever been in a relationship with one?
I have.
Okay. Gotcha. See, gotcha. All right. And when is Conclave again?
We'll be next year, 2026. We'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's why you want to get up there so bad.
I already been in the city, baby.
Okay. Number three, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Black Universe?
Oh, the standard.
Okay.
The standard. I
We'll
get so
dig
much. Oh, God.
we'll dig a little deeper into that.
Okay, let's go.
We'll dig
Okay,
a little
let's
deeper
go.
into that.
Let's
Okay.
go. Okay.
Let's get through this. Number
Okay.
four, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the matriarch, Tatiana Braxton?
The fashion diva.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes, the fashion diva, most definitely.
What is one of your favorite gowns that she's wore, if you can remember? or
Uh-uh,
sportswear?
No, I know that the dress that I love, to love,
Mhm.
love, love. It's a black ball gown that she wore while she was Miss Black Universe to a prelim.
Mhm.
And I think I got it somewhere on my page.
Okay.
And she's squatting down in the dress, but I think it has like spaghetti scraps, maybe a sweetheart cut, and it's real tight fitting to the hip, and then
Mhm.
it just poops out into a black ball gown. But it's beautiful.
Okay. Gotcha. And it sent you up.
Yes, God, it's just like bitch, I'm a whole woman in this dress. Just, man,
Okay.
it just gives me
Number five. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear, see Zayden Bonet?
that. No, you really want to smoke tonight, huh? You want to smoke? That's my husband.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
husband.
Husband. All right. Interesting. Because number six is Darian Foy.
Oh, that's my future husband. Most definitely. Zayden ass getting the fuck from around here with Darian Ford. You better believe it.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you know you finna divorce Zayden for Darian.
Oh,
Gotcha.
most definitely. Yes, God.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
Number
I'm a crying a Bentley. Go ahead.
number seven. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Tampa, Florida?
That's my city.
This did it.
My city, man. We turn around here real good.
30 years.
30
You are
years.
definitely the mayor. Number eight, my brother, Amari Hilton.
Oh, that girl. What about her?
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Amari Hilton?
Rude shape. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now, me and Amar have so much history. I've been here since his journey started in this industry. I love Amar. I love Amar because we're both Sages. We both are grown enough to agree to disagree, and we have a beautiful friendship. A beautiful, beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
So yeah, when
Uh,
it comes to Amar,
All that
I love.
matters.
Yeah, I love that dude. Like for real, for real.
I talked to him earlier and he was like, you got Bex, I'm gonna be tuning in. And you know, we've been friends and I was his last king. You know, that's my
Hmm.
friend. So yeah, he
Yes.
definitely has a respect for you.
That's my dude. Like a lot of people don't understand, but they be like, "You be going in on tomorrow, you do this tomorrow, da da." But at the end of the day, he knows it comes from love.
Right.
He knows it comes from a place that I'm not gonna allow you to go out there and look no goddamn fool. I
Mhm.
want you to go out there and be the best because you represent us here in Tampa, wherever you go. So the last thing I would want you to do is to go out there and look a whole hot mess. That ain't my thing.
Gotcha. Number eight, when you hear Antoinette Chanel Roberts, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
When we go into the Dominican Republic,
What y'all be
nah,
doing over there?
huh,
What y'all be doing over there?
huh.
What y'all do? Y'all do the same thing the girls do in Brazil? Wait, do y'all do the same thing the girls do in Brazil?
No, I don't know what
Yes.
happened to Brazil. I've never been over there. They will never take me. I just asked Naisha why they didn't invite me on the last trip. I'm sick of them girls going over there and leaving me.
You and me?
Um,
Oh my goodness. All right.
shit. They want it all for themselves. I'm so mad about that.
Number nine. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Chantel DeMarco?
It's my queen. My queen, my continental queen.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
Is-
Chantel
is-
we got a history I can't talk about on here though.
would you deem her as your favorite Continental Queen?
No.
Okay.
My favorite continental queen would be Tiffany Hunter.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mother. Okay.
Yes,
Southside
mother.
Tiffany. All right.
Yes.
And number 10, when you think of your overall peace of mind, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? To your mind?
Overall peace of mind,
Mhm.
security. I gotta have security. I can put up with a lot of bullshit. I can tolerate a lot,
Mhm.
but my house and my sanctuary and my just being able to be secure,
Yeah.
knowing that I can come home and I can release, excuse me, and relieve myself of the stress of the everyday work or the world. Being
Okay.
in my house, I I keep it peaceful. I
Okay.
keep candles lit. I burn my sage to, clear my space and get clean energy and things of that nature. Um, but I like an inviting and welcoming and peaceful space. And if you ever come to my house, you'll feel it from the door.
Gotcha. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
Like I said before, many of us know you from the pageant world. We were first introduced to you as somebody that may have been in the audience, behind your girls, the Braxtons, India, someone that, has been a lover of the art form. You have recently created this huge platform for yourself called Baxter and his associates. Shout out to all the millions of associates.
God.
Um, in this platform that you have created, which we're getting higher in the program now,
You can go ahead. I'm here for it.
you you have really really taken off, and people tune in every Monday when I allow you to go on Tuesdays.
You said
And
that right. You said that right. That's true. That's true, y'all. So y'all heard it from her.
um, and you really have been doing a very interesting job. Of course, with that platform, there comes a lot of things, even here.
Yeah.
My first question with this platform that you have created is Devon Baxter, whatever. Do you think that you are biased when it comes to the people and the things that you talk about?
Do I think I'm biased? I can't say yes or no because I try not to be. I'm just being wholeheartedly honest with you. I try not to be biased. I can't stress this enough. When I'm on Baxter and Associates, first of all, let's back up. Baxter and Associates took off and grew a name of its own. I never had the intentions on doing this. I've never had this was not something I had a platform for. I just was on here talking to my people. And for me, even to this day, I don't see it as this big platform. I see it as me getting on the phone, talking to my crew or talking to my girlfriends or talking to my people, and we just shooting the shit. I don't see it as anything bigger than that. But the people see it as something much more bigger than that. Because for me, I try to keep myself level headed and level grounded. I don't ever want to feel like I'm this big person or this celebrity or whatever y'all may want to call me. Um, I always try to remain humble in everything.
Okay. So, with you creating this platform that every Monday has over 500 people on, I don't know how you don't feel like it's a big platform. And let's be very clear, those are the 500 people that we can see, because there's the ones sneaking listening to you that we can't see, the
Right,
thousands of
exactly. Yes.
um, you've created this outlet, and you come on and you talk about the pageant world, and you give your unsolicited advice.
The
um,
me.
do you give people where they should go. You tell
Hmm.
people, you have all the things that you do.
Okay.
I want to know, why do you feel that you're the authority to do that?
And here's the thing, I
Okay.
don't feel like I'm the authority. I really don't. Again, I say this in the live. The me. It's
Mhm.
not saying that it's law. I'm just giving you my perspective on what I see or how I saw it. Now, what I will say is this. The reason why I started sending people to other systems is because in this industry, a lot of people seem to get trapped into certain systems or wanting to be certain things. Okay, I want to be a ruler. I want to be Black America. I want to be Miss Sweetheart. And then they go and they do these pageants. And when they don't win, they go back again. And they keep doing them and keep doing them and keep investing their time and their money. Sheena was the person that really turned the light on with this, because I felt like even in her career, you could have went on and won so many other things outside of Black Universe, but you dedicated your whole life and career to one system when it was a whole brought a whole shitload of other shit that you could have went and reigned and became and been just as successful as a ruler. So for me, the reason why I start sending people to places was because of that. I want them to understand that okay, timing is everything. It's just not the time right now. But that don't mean delayed. Don't mean denied.
Hmm. Right.
Go elsewhere. Go venture out. Go let them see you. Because a lot of people feel like a lot of them felt like they don't want me
Hmm.
or they don't see it for me.
Hmm.
And it's not that they didn't want you or they didn't see it for you, but they haven't seen it in you yet. So
Hmm.
until you go and allow them to look at you to see what you can do with this crown, because heavy is the head that wears the crown. That crown, some of those crowns are heavy as hell. And it's not necessarily the crown that's heavy. The work is heavy, the administration is heavy, the formers are heavy, and the goddamn audience and people that's patronizing is the heaviest part of the crown. The me.
The you. Uh, Speaking of just yes or no, do you feel Sheena dedicating so many years to Black Universe? Do you feel like she had won that already?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And
Gotcha.
I'll tell you the year she won. Sheena won Yasmin year. Any other questions? No,
Oh,
no, you ain't
several.
got
I
no.
have a
Come on back. Come
question.
back here,
Several
Tree.
questions.
Come on back. Come on
Well,
back.
I mean,
Yeah,
I have a
I will
question.
put that on the record.
Well, I have a question. When you, because I think it's fair to say that you always say the me, which definitely positions it as your opinion, right?
Yes.
But do you sometimes understand the impact of your influence when you say certain things, and not just necessarily sending people to pageants, but when you give some of your criticisms or whatever the case may be, do you ever consider, like, and I know you said earlier that you're working on your delivery, but do you
Mm-hmm.
ever consider that, hey, I know you feel like you don't have an influence, but you do. So do you ever say, well, maybe I should not say that because
No,
the people will take it and run with it different?
I'll never feel like that. Again, I told y'all at the top, I'm very direct. I'm very honest in how I feel. Again, like I said, the me. This is my
Mhm.
unbiased truth to me.
But
And because
do
I
you
do
understand the
understand that.
impacts of your
I
influence?
understand the impact of it. However, you want me to lie to him?
I'm not telling you
Well,
According
how
no,
to
to
no,
say
me,
it. I'm
hold
just
on, King.
asking, do you?
no,
Hold on.
I understand. I'm just saying, according to me, this is just how I feel, and
Mhm.
this is how I saw it. Now, yes, it can have an impact, but again, when you look at it, it's all according to how I saw it. That don't make
Right.
it law.
Right, right. I was telling last night I was doing a coaching session with someone, and I was
Hmm.
telling him that we don't get to choose who admires us, right?
Yes,
We don't get to choose who follow us, and we also don't get to choose how they respond to what we say.
yes.
So I think that it's not necessarily your fault directly that people take these things and they edit it, they take their own interpretation. But I think that for the me, I think that once you realize that your influence is so impactful, I
Hmm.
think that you have to be more mindful of the way and the words that you choose. And I had to learn this also,
Okay.
that the words that I choose are important because they lack emotional intelligence. And
Hold
so they're
on.
gonna hear what I say and they're gonna run with it, and
Hold
it's gonna
on.
make you look like a monster.
Hold on. What I ain't here to do is babysit emotions and their intelligence. That ain't my problem. They should have figured that out before they hit the stage. That's their motherfucking problem.
No, I'm talking about your audience. I'm not talking
I
about the
understand.
person.
Hold
I'm talking
on.
about the
I understand
audience.
what you're saying. Here's what I understand. I'm not here. See, the problem is we too busy coddling emotions and feelings. And so when we get here and she felt this type of way or he felt some type of way, I'm not that person for you. If you looking for somebody to coddle your feelings and your emotions, please don't tune into my life because I'm not the person for you.
Right.
That's
But
just being
that's
honest.
I'm not talking about the person that you're critiquing. I'm talking about the person watching you, that's
Hmm.
following you and hear something and they take it back and they unleash in the comments. And then they make posts for 3 weeks in a row attacking the person off of something that they heard you say
In
and they
other
didn't
words,
receive it correctly.
do you feel like, or can you see where you might be a contributing factor and or
No,
you ignite the negativity after pageantry?
no,
Okay. Okay.
I don't. Just being honest, I don't.
Because what happens is Listen, we've talked. You know,
No, no,
you
no, no,
have
no,
you.
no, no. Here it is. Get to me straight with no chase.
No. I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I understand your platform. I have been on your platform several times. You have never given up on me. But look honestly what you have created.
Exactly. And here's the
And
thing.
I can
But
honestly say that. However,
but
I-
hold on,
everybody
pretty.
is
Hold
not.
on.
Hold on.
I want to say this. If I had, let's be transparent here. If I had coddled those feelings and emotions that you had then and babysitted them, you wouldn't be the person that you are because I know you, you know me. Um, if I had did that to those feelings and emotions, you'd still be in those feelings and emotions. But
Mhm.
sometimes, for me, I think that the me, I'm
Do
gonna say
you
this,
always do you?
the me on my platforms, I speak from a place where it's straight no chaser, and
Mhm.
it's not to be taken into a if to a negative from a negative aspect or taken into any type of other post or comments or ignite anything other than I just tell it how I see it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And if
that's
that
fair.
if that fucks with your self esteem, your emotions, and whatever else you got going on, then baby, you got to go check that at the door because if that's what you got going on, you pageantry ain't for you
Right.
because
Right.
they
Okay.
gonna always check your feelings, your emotions, and self esteem on all these goddamn stages and all these damn pageants. They gonna check that at the door because that ain't what they're here for. They don't give a fuck about how you feel, baby. Just go do your motherfucking job. That's
Hmm.
what you. That's why we crowned you. We ain't
Hmm.
crowned you for your feelings and emotions. But I think that if we can just deal with that first and get those out of the way, then the reigns will be more successful. But that's just the me. Go ahead.
Um, I think also to add to that, when you say the me and your truth, many people may feel like, well, why is his truth have to be my truth?
Yeah,
Um,
it don't.
or why are you the one? Or some people may feel like, can he just come to me privately instead of embarrassing me in front of people? Because if we're being transparent,
Go ahead.
you ask Gabby and Giselle, and we'll get to them on later on. You asked them
Oh, it's
last
gonna
week
be
why
good.
are numbers. You asked them why are numbers down. But Devon, a lot of people feel like numbers are down because they don't want to be on your docket Monday morning
Well,
and they don't want to have to come into the what comes with it. I've spent $1,000 to go compete, and if I'm not to the standard, which we'll get to the standard, but if I'm not to the standard that you don't like, you finna read me for what I thought I was bringing. So how do you feel about that?
oh, you gonna really make me tell you. Let me tell you something. The majority of my audience is African American.
Of course.
Um, and I'm gonna give you this from a sincere place. I learned in this game at an early age. We have to be twice as good as as our counterpart. Um, I'm rough and I'm stern and I'm firm with y'all because I want y'all to understand that the shit when y'all good. If we can get y'all like this, just like Duval. If we can train you to be the best on your in your own house, when you walk out the door to go across the street to the neighbor's house, you already ready. We ain't got to worry about you being embarrassed or getting the bus or not making the five because we trained you at home.
Mhm.
So when you left with all the information and the tool to go out into the world and be the best person and be the greatest person in this industry. My audience is African American, predominantly the African American people. I'm hard on y'all because I want y'all to succeed. Yes, I come across harsh. Yes, I come across sometimes a little bit loud and a little, ghetto. Um, but it comes from love because I want y'all to succeed. Now, case in point, Mercedes L'Oreal Times came up to me at Black America this year. She stopped me and she said, I want to apologize to you. She said, because I now understand it's not that you don't like me. You just want me to be the best me.
We
And
had
I
that
told
conversation.
and I told her, I said, that's all I want you to be.
Right.
And I'm not here to tear y'all down. I'm not here to make y'all feel less than. I'm only here to let you all know, step your pussy up, because at the end of the day, the black circuit ain't the only circuit to drag. You gonna want to leave here and go do the USAs, do the AAGs, do the Continentals, do
Mhm.
all the EOYs, and you have to be twice as good as your counterpart.
I
And if
agree.
we can get you to understand that here at home, when you get over there, you won't feel no type of way, because you will have all the information, all the tools, everything you need to go over there and be just as successful as your counterpart. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we got our own hot black bitch over here, but the Caucasians got their own hot white bitch. The Spanish people got their own hot white bitch, and everybody else got their own hot bitch. Everybody got a hot bitch, if truth be told. But if we can send our best bitch on her best day,
Come
then
on,
we ain't got no
Giselle.
problems. Because we know she gonna go do get the motherfucking job done. Because she got the information and the tools, and we
The
trained her
tools to do
ass
it.
right at home. You got your ass whoopings at home. So when you get over there, they ain't got to give you no ass whooping.
Right. Let
So
me
I have
clear up
another
something
question
right
on
quick because
that.
let me clear up something because obviously comprehension is not good in the comments. I never said that he's the reason why people are sitting out. I said that people don't like to do pageants that the numbers are down because of the negativity that comes after pageantry, i.e., some of the times on his show. So I never said he's the reason why numbers are down. Let's learn to listen. So Devon, a lot of people wanted to know that, and you're not changing who you are, right?
I'm not changing. I wouldn't change it for. I ain't changed it in all 35 years. So no.
Okay. Well,
I
I
still have
can,
something else
I,
on that.
Go
I can.
ahead, with there.
I can let me just say this. I can appreciate the reads you have given me over the last few years because it has produced great soil. Everyone is not able to take that, but you have said that you are working on your delivery.
I'm
So
working on it. I'm a
we
work in
appreciate your
progress.
growth. We appreciate your
Shit.
growth. But go ahead with it.
Go ahead with
Yeah,
there.
I just want to I still have another question on this,
Go
right?
ahead.
So the first thing though, I want to make sure we debunk something because there is some kind of crazy thing that people think that I'm one of your associates, and they don't
How you get
understand
when
that
that happened?
if they see our inboxes, they'll see that it's normally a debate happening. It's normally me saying, you said this, but that's not the truth. This is what it
Yeah.
is. And then you saying, well, this is what I got. This is what I was told. And that's where it is. But I mean, and people hear me say, I don't care, and they don't get it. I really don't care. And the reason I don't care is because I know the truth, right?
Right.
I know that you and I literally have had to have phone calls. Like we've had to
Yes.
have phone calls to
Yes.
unpack things that I did not
Yes.
agree with. You told me your side. I told you. I think it's really sad that people feel like two adults can't have a conversation that is not always mess related, right?
Yes.
And but away from that, I still want to hold you to the fire on this, right?
Come on.
I get what you're saying. I find it beautiful, but the reality is
Mm-hmm.
we have to find responsibility in those people that follow us. So I noticed that you kept pivoting back to the contestants that you're critiquing. But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important that we sit on the reality that the people in the comments, and that was a great example that
Mm-hmm.
Trinity just had to deal with when she said that nobody wanted to be on the docket, but somebody heard what they wanted to hear, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what they heard was Trinity said that you the reason numbers are down, but what she said was they don't want to be on the docket, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a great example of we do have to watch what we say and how we say it because people will walk away with what they want to walk away with. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think you saying that you're working on your delivery is the answer. So I know that you say you don't care, you're not going to do that, but I think that you've already admitted that your delivery, it doesn't change what you want to, how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying that maybe I should have said it this way rather than that way. And I think it is important. And I think it is important you say, I'm not here to take care of nobody's emotion or babysit nobody's emotions. But the
Mm-hmm.
reality is, we have a lot of unhinged people in the world right now. We
I'm
have a
one
lot
of
of
them.
people dealing with a lot of mental issues, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, what if I'm already on the edge? And I'm suffering in silence. I'm not telling nobody. And I'm one of those people that take everything Baxter Braxton says to heart. And Baxter
Don't
Braxton
watch my
says,
show.
but
I ain't
but
for
but wait a
you.
minute. And Baxter Braxton
Go
comes on the
ahead.
show and say, Wendell, you was shitty as hell. You need to give it up. That was a goddamn mess. And I'm at home already ready to end it. And you do that, and it just pushes me further down. It's not your responsibility. I agree with you. It's not your responsibility, but that doesn't change the fact that the person that's on the receiving end may not be mentally or emotionally equipped to deal with not just you, but all of your 500 assassins coming behind you in the comment section that want to start really tearing my ass up because they've been waiting on a reason to get me. They just ain't had a good reason, and now Baxter has given us the pass to tear that ass up. I think
Mhm.
that you should be mindful of that.
Again, that's
Just
to
to me.
you. To you.
To him.
Okay.
To
Now,
him.
hold on, because I need to address something here. Wendell, let me tell you this. Half of the time, half the people that is on my docket that I don't even let them make the docket. It's a whole bunch of shit over here that y'all would never
I'm
get
sure.
to.
I'm sure.
Oh, I know.
And that's because out of respect for some of them, some of the information I feel is more personal and confidential. However, when you have those people that are mentally unstable and they cannot handle my show, one, I tell you don't watch it if you because I'm not gonna change me for nobody. If you can't handle it, stay your ass from over here. That's point blank and period. I ain't gonna miss you. I guarantee you that. Two, um, if you're that mentally unstable, pageantry might not be the avenue for you. Maybe you want to go
True.
seek you some counseling and get you some therapy down the line before you try to jump into this industry. Because at the end of the day, it's a whole bunch of beasts over here, and I ain't the only one.
You're not a beast, though, but keep going.
That's
You're not a
but
beast.
that's what in their mind I'm
Yeah.
portrayed as the beast. So for just to give them some information, if you have any type of mental issues or mentally unstable or self-esteem issues about yourself and you thinking about doing pageantry, don't. This ain't the avenue. This ain't
Yeah.
the arena for you, baby. Go do you a ball or something. Go lay on
Don't even
somebody's
go
couch
there.
and talk to
Don't even go
somebody
to the
and
Don't
ball.
go
speak some
there.
words. Hey, I'm just saying, I'll cover balls. All
No,
I'm
I agree.
saying
But
is,
people, but you're right though. A lot of people try. They say they use pageantry as therapy, and I'm like, no, baby, that's
no,
toxic
this ain't your
therapy.
therapy.
That's toxic therapy. That's not
No,
therapy.
no, because at the end of the day, if you cannot handle the critiques that come down that pipeline, and here's the thing, it may not even come from me. The critique could come from the judges panel on your garment. And you can't handle that. You gonna go jump off the goddamn bridge then? Because I'm gonna just be honest with you. I feel like if you gonna jump this shit, go end it all. Hey, do what you got to do. That ain't got nothing to do with me. At the end, baby, y'all have to teach the. Oh, my liquor
That.
talking. Hold on.
The
Hold on.
him.
I'm
To
gonna
him.
tell you this because the problem is I feel that the problem is everybody is so touch and go now. Everybody's
That's
in their
true.
feelings. Everybody is so sensitive. Baby, the world ain't fucking sensitive. Y'all see that goddamn orange ass man over there doing whatever the fuck he want to do and how he want to do it without any regard for anybody. Black, white, Caucasian, whatever. And if you don't have the tough skin to push back and stand on your own and do your own shit, then they're gonna run all over you. And that's even in pageantry. If you ain't got no tough motherfucking skin over here, baby, this is not for you because they will goddamn test your gangster. And if you ain't got down in you, your ass ran over. That's the bottom line.
Do you think you're a little easier on certain people than you are on
No,
others?
no, I'm easier on you.
I, no, you're not.
I
I'm
am,
the
because I've been wanting to tear your ass up for the longest, but
you
I'm
you
gonna
you
just
gave me
let
a
them
whole
ride.
show at the Duval. You was not easy on me.
I'm gonna let
Anyway,
you ride. I'm gonna let you get through Duval. But when you get through, your ass is on. You is on my
Then she
motherfucking
walked into
radar,
that.
huh?
She walked into that
She
one.
did. She really did with that. She did. Black,
anyway,
white, Caucasian, whatever. If
listen.
you,
Okay. So now that we have cleared that up, he's not changing. He
I'm
said what he
not.
said.
But he's
I
working
meant
on
what
his
Deal
I
with
said.
it.
delivery.
Don't tune in if
I
you don't
am gonna
like it.
work on the
If you have
delivery.
mental
Yes.
issues, Do not listen to. Don't do pageantry, and he is working on his delivery. That's
Because,
that.
and I say this, Trinity, and I say that because I honestly, I don't do this for money. I don't do this for clout. You know, like I told y'all, I didn't expect it to grow up and blow up this big. I do this to talk to my people and the people that truly love and respect me, and I love and respect them. I do that to talk to them. If you can't handle the heat, get your ass out of the kitchen because this kitchen wasn't made for you. And
Yeah.
I don't apologize for that
That's
because
right.
I'm talking to my people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
And
And
the
as a
bottom
side
line
note
is
to
that
that,
everybody is not your people. That's it. Is what it
Everybody
is.
yeah.
ain't my people, and I'm okay. I'm good with that. I am shit.
Yeah,
You
but
good?
a
Okay.
side note to that is because I do work in community, so I can't let that moment pass. The side note is if you are one of his associates, stop sending screenshots, videos, script snippets of mess to your friends that you say are your friends, but you want to see them hurt. Stop sending them screenshots of the comment section where somebody says something low down and dirty because that's not him saying it, that's somebody in the comments. You have to care about your friends. So if you say that that is your friend, you protect your friend. If your friends say they don't want to watch it, don't run back and tell them what they said. If
Yeah,
they say they
and
don't
I'm
want to
okay
watch
with
it, leave
that.
them alone.
And my show ain't for everybody. I know that. My show ain't for everybody, but I do know that most people still watch it, like Trinity said, on the outside looking in.
Oh, they're definitely watching on the outside because I'm like, well, because I don't watch it. Well, how you know everything that went on? Oh, okay, yeah. But shouts
Sometimes
out
I
to
try and
the
do that and I accidentally touch it and I get so mad.
yeah. Shouts out to all the associates. We love you, including Wendell, because we know he's an associate. But
Yeah,
moving
he's not an
on.
Well, actually,
associate.
Trinity, I know that you're an associate.
Oh, I'm definitely an
She's
associate.
definitely
But
an
I'm
but
definitely
associate.
I
an
really,
associate.
but I want to be clear on that though. I don't consider myself an associate, and I want to really be clear on this. The whole thing with K3,
Mhm.
because I've heard that one of the rumors is that I'm the one gave him the T on K3.
We
I
don't even
have
have to
not
talk about
had,
that. We don't have to move
but I
on.
want to be clear that I've not given him. We've not had one conversation about me becoming one of the owners of Texas US of A in any way. We've not had one conversation. But had I been the associate that dropped it, he would have had the full dirt, not something that was a rumor mill, because the real dirt was better than the rumor mill. So
Okay.
no, I was not that person because I know details.
Well,
Right.
hold on,
Well,
Trinity.
he was not that person in this
Hold on,
instance.
Trinity. I don't want to take over your show, but
No,
Wendell,
no.
since you brought that up, can you go ahead and give us the details?
Oh no 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 no
Hold on,
no no
hold
no
on, hold
no
on.
No.
no no no. We come back tomorrow to your
The
line.
details is that the Texas
Doing
Collective has
doing
taken over the Gay
emergency
Texas US of A
meeting.
pageantry system.
Yes,
But
God, I
Those
before
are
want
the
before he
details.
details.
take me out, I am most definitely an associate, and I'm always called to the office. So,
Yes, you
so
are.
he gets me just like he gets everyone else. But
Yes,
I'll
yes.
send it from my anonymous page.
if
Don't
you
hurt. I'll be
see,
waiting.
y'all heard it. Y'all heard it
I'll be
I'm
here.
being
waiting.
funny. I do not have an anonymous page. I'm being funny.
Now, who y'all gonna believe?
I don't care enough. I don't give a
Um,
shit if they care or not, if they know or not.
you said something earlier when we
Okay.
played the game, the standard. Why do you deem Black Universe the standard?
Well, I didn't deem them the standard.
Okay.
That was something done prior to me. Um, I believe in the standard though.
Okay.
The reason why I believe in the standard is because it's tried and true. Um, the majority of their formers are formers of multiple systems, and Black Universe it's a hard nut to crack. But if you can get through the rain, pressure bust pipes,
Mhm.
they're gonna get the rust off of you, and they're gonna put. But by the time you get to the end, you'll be able to go anywhere in this country and be successful. The me,
Do you?
the me.
Always do you?
Is that
Currently
all of
is the
them?
I
currently
said
is the
majority, not me. I didn't say all of them. I said the majority of them. Quote me
currently is the
correct.
standard being upheld.
Oh, ooh, you loaded that question up. To me, do you mean as of right now, or do you in general?
Currently is the standard being upheld.
Mm,
To do you?
It's your head.
I'm thinking. I'm
It
Find
thinking.
was
it.
her head for me.
I'm thinking because I have to. I don't like to speak on impulse. Yes and no. Yes, because I like the new standard that's being pushed out. That education is key, and education is more important than anything else. I love what Mr. Black Universe did during the course of his reign. He's the first ruler ever to obtain his doctorate degree while reigning for a national system, a national black system at that.
Mhm.
So I love the fact that he is setting the standard even higher
Mhm.
Yeah.
than what it's set at, right? Than it's
Shout
normally.
out to Jacoby.
I love that. Um, and hopefully that will influence other young black entertainers to come in and be able to accomplish the same thing. Um, for me, that's just the me.
Mhm.
Um, the no for me is the lack of visibility, and it's not just it's and I wouldn't put it not even it ain't even him. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. Um, I think that Ava is doing a great job with the tools that they're giving. I think that Jada could do more. I don't think that she's doing a poor job, but I think that if she understood the dynamic of the the crown, and what it means to the community, that she could produce and do more.
Mhm.
That's just my own personal opinion. I don't think she's doing a bad job. I just feel like she's not taking advantage of the opportunity that she has right
Mhm. The previous queen there last year unfortunately didn't fulfill her duties and was let go. Did you agree with that?
now. I wholeheartedly. I didn't. I told y'all that on my live. I agree with that.
I don't watch it that much.
You don't watch my live that much. I thought you.
I don't want to get a bullet hit on me.
You
No,
don't. You
the
don't
reason
watch
and
it that much. I
the
told you.
reason I asked that is to go back to you saying the standard. Do you feel that systems should dethrone, or do you feel it hurts the system or it hurts the entertainer?
I don't think it hurts the system at all. I think that I think they should dethrone more.
Oh,
Yeah, because if you're not doing the job if you go to work and you don't do your damn job, what they gonna do to you?
fired.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you for your time here, but you no longer need it.
Oh,
You
wow.
ain't you're not producing what we hired you to do.
Okay. So
Um,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
With that being said, what to you is a great queen?
Or what? Say that again. You went out.
What to you makes a great queen?
One that is approachable, visible, and makes the crown accessible to the people.
Who would you say embodies all of that?
Tanisha Iman.
Gotcha. The
I agree
standard.
with that. She was up here to be.
The
Yes.
standard.
Yes, she was.
Um, do you believe, because that's your system, the standard, that do
Why
you
you say that's my sister? But okay,
wait,
go
no,
ahead.
that's the system that you deem the standard. So that's the top for you.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's a formula to get there?
I don't, and I'm having this debate now with the powers that be, um, which is why I had the live last week with the formers to try and get clarity on what is the pathway to the crown, because I don't know. Um, and I'm in conversations with them to try and at least provide some sort of an avenue to the younger generations, because if we're going to be honest, I'm going to go there. My
Mhm.
liquor here. Um, the thing is that the numbers are down over at the standard because the younger generations have watched the tapes. They've seen girls cheated. They've seen how y'all handled situations previously, and we're not gonna shun upon we're not gonna turn our back on the fact that okay, Black University is what it used to be. Now, true enough, they have turned a new leaf and they're trying to right their wrongs. But the me, I have to side with them when they say that there are other national systems, there are more national systems, and there are more pageants out here now that we can go and be a part of and still be recognized on the same stage as the rulers. So we don't have to win y'all pageant no more. We can go down the street and win Vogue. We can go be Miss Metro. We can go be Miss Sweetheart, or we can go be Miss Diamond of the South. We don't have to be a ruler no more just to be recognized and be in the same space as a ruler.
Mhm.
I can't defute that.
Hmm. Do you feel you win before you get to the pageant?
Most definitely. It depends on the pageant. Are we still talking about the standard?
We're still talking about the standard. Do you
Most
feel like you
definitely.
win that system before you even
Most
enter?
definitely.
In what aspect?
Um, they want to watch how you interact with the people. They're gonna watch your fashions, of course. It's a fashion pageant. They want to look. They're gonna watch to see your hair and makeup, and this is all the me. This ain't factual. This is my own opinion.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like they watch your hair and your makeup. They watch your fashions. They watch how you interact with the people. Um, and they want to make sure that you're a good fit for them. We ain't gonna have to deal with no backlash or no bullshit if we crown
Okay.
you.
Let me
I
put
have
you
a
on the spot.
question.
And in their own right, and just being fair in their own right, they have that right because true enough, you got a crown sitting on your head that has a legacy of over 30 plus years. I mean, you got to give them some grace in that in some resort because there's a lot of legacy that's on that crown, and we can't just entrust that with anybody.
Mhm. Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
It's going back to the dethroning though. So
Mm-hmm.
if you said that you feel like people should dethrone more, which I do think if you did wrong, I agree with that, right? But like on the HR side, if you fire somebody, it has to be because of a rule that was actually broken that is written.
Yes.
Do you think we should normalize not accepting entries into pageants?
Most definitely. I think that is something that should be first and foremost. Baby, let me know before I come that you don't want me,
Yeah,
so I ain't got to spend my money getting ready to come over here.
yeah.
And I think what we should also normalize is people stop showing up unannounced.
Mm.
Yeah. If you coming to do my pageant, call me and let me know. Hey, girl, I have a contestant that's getting ready to compete, and she called and said X, Y, and Z, and I think I want to go do woo woo. And I told her, I said, call, let them know you coming. You don't just show up to people's house unannounced. That's
Oh,
rude.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good
that's
advice.
some good cut. A last question on the standard, and you mentioned you win before. I want a boy, a girl, and a plus who you already feel has embodied the standard and has not won yet at Black Universe.
A boy,
A
a
male,
girl.
a miss, and a grand.
Do they have to have already competed, Trinity?
They can have already competed,
Um,
just can have already won.
I know one girl I would love to see. Now I don't know if she's gonna fit on the plus or the miss side. Amelia Black.
Hmm.
Mm.
I
So
would
we'll just
love to.
designate her for the plus. So do a
I would
miss and a grand.
love to see her. I would love to see her because she most definitely embodies that.
She
Um,
does.
we're gonna put her on the plus, right?
Yeah.
For the girl. Ooh, and I very minute of them love. Chantel DeMarco
Okay.
or Kamaya. Either one of them will work for me.
Is Chantel
Um,
colored?
you don't have to be colored.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Oh.
You have to be in the minority.
Oh.
Um,
And why is it called Black Universe?
I'm just telling you what the hey, you got to call them people, ask them about their pageant. I can only tell you what I read. That's their
Okay.
pageant. Now, for the boys,
She said she colored.
mm, that embodies the standard. Cairo.
Hmm. Shouts
Oh,
out to
yeah.
Cairo, first one up this weekend.
So
Yep.
Ed,
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Those are your three.
that was my three.
Okay.
Cairo
How
and
do you
Top
feel?
Hole work for me.
How do you feel about Jim Flint and Continental? What's your take over them?
I don't. I don't feel nothing.
Why?
Why should I? I mean, um, I think Continental's overrated
In what aspect?
in every aspect.
Talk to
And
us. Unpack
I
that.
think that for me, and I think this is what I think. I think that this year is really showing y'all that Continental is really overrated, and it ain't all cut out to what what y'all portray it to be.
Mhm.
Um, I'm gonna go on record with this because I'm gonna go. Hold on.
you make me want a shot. Trinity, you need a
I'm gonna
shot.
go on record with this because I gotta because I know my associates is watching, and I gotta be 100 with them. Um, y'all can't we can't put this all on Rocky.
Mhm.
This ain't all Raquel. Raquel is just the queen for 1 year. Them girls not showing up has nothing to do with Raquel. It is something that's more internal than it is external. The reason why them girls not showing up. Now, see them girls over there in South Africa where Miss Continental was held at the other week. Them girls over there, they don't know about what's going on over here.
That's
But for the
true.
girls that live in the States, where they getting ready to have the Continental prelim at in September, them girls ain't trying to go do that prelim. They don't want to do that because they understand the underhanding and the backwashing and the shit that go on behind the scenes at Continental. Continental need a whole new facelift over there. Let's gut the whole goddamn the whole panel. The
Mhm.
me. Gut the whole panel. Skip ass need to go. Jimmy ass need to go. Y'all need a whole new look because here's the thing. Y'all done got all the old hoes out the way. Y'all ain't got nobody left but Jasmine. She's the last girl that need to get in. Y'all, when y'all got Sunny out the way, shit, it was a wrap. Really, Raquel just was the icing on the cake. And here's the thing: Raquel ain't doing nothing. She ain't been doing all the rest of her reigns.
Mhm.
Absolutely nothing. She's been doing the same shit. Y'all can want more. We can want more. Only I just wanted the little hair To gave me that. I'm good. I'm satisfied. The me, I'm satisfied. I don't give a fuck. Them hoes not showing up over there. They not showing up. It's not because of Raquel. They're not showing up because it's some more shit that's going on behind the scenes that we, the people, are not privy to, but they are aware of. I had a girl that called me the other day. I'm just be transparent with y'all. And she said, I reached out to Miss Continental Elite because I waited to compete because I wanted to do Miss Continental Elite. And I reached out to Miss Continental, the current reigning Miss Continental Elite, and she hasn't replied back to me yet. I'm like,
Problem.
what's the tea? You know, what's really the tea? She said, I don't know.
Mm.
She said, but
Mm.
when I reached out to the preliminary owners and the owners of the system, they were forthcoming and they replied right back, woo the woo. So it started home again. Jimmy, what are you telling these girls after you put the crown on their head? And what are y'all doing behind the scenes that we, the people on the front end, don't know about? Now, here is my own personal opinion. I think what's going on with Continental, these girls are not competing because they don't have to. They know they don't have to. All they have to do is find a preliminary that will appoint them. We ain't got to get two packages together. Well, technically, three packages together. We can just take two or maybe one if it's strong enough. Because
Mhm.
if we can go get appointed, then all we got to do is preliminary night and final night.
Mhm.
Why go
Gotcha.
do a prelim?
That's
And
true.
I think what's killing them, what's killing Continental, the me, is the fact that Jimmy is allowing the preliminary owners to still appoint people versus forcing them to compete at the preliminary stage or lock their ass out completely. Completely. You ain't gonna do no prelim. Don't bring your ass over here.
Gotcha.
If we gonna have 7 hoes, we gonna have 7 hoes this year.
How do you feel about the honoraries that he's been giving out lately?
Um, Allison, I'm okay with Allison. She been over there a long time. I truly do think that y'all could have let what her name, Gina Jacobs.
Dina
Dina.
Jacobs.
Dana Jacobs, yeah, she could have kept competing. Um, I was pissed off about the kitty litter situation,
Yeah.
and that pissed me off because we were in the middle of Continental Plus when she passed. I think that is something that you could have done and deemed her while the people were there to give her just dues. But nevertheless, go ahead on.
Yeah. Okay, so we see how you feel about Continental. They need a facelift. Who would you put as their facelift? What girl would you say, go on over there, girl? It's yours.
Ooh, it's still a beauty pageant.
Absolutely. All of them are.
I would say several girls over there.
Mhm.
Um, I like Giselle Lord. Um, I like Yasha Chokovich. I still want to see her be Miss Continental. I want to see Yasha Chokovich be Miss Continental. Um, Diamond France can go over there. And I think y'all can get some of these new babies to go over there. Y'all can send China Hilton over there. Just, just I think they just need some fresh blood over there. Some girls that feel like they had the younger girls that feel like they have a chance and don't feel like that they got to go win all this other bullshit. I'm sorry, all these other pageants and then go to Continental because they feel like that's the way. No, baby, I'm gonna come see y'all later. I'm gonna go do what Giselle did. I'm gonna just shoot my ass over here and shoot for the stars, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna just let Jimmy tell me it is what it is. What's
Mhm.
up? I'm here.
But do you think the queen is the issue or the management is the
I
issue?
think the management, as of today, I think the management is the issue. I don't think Raquel is the issue at all. Raquel is a multi-talented individual and a multi-title holder. Shit, but Raquel got more titles than the average girl in this industry. Raining ain't never been a problem for her.
Mhm.
Why is it a problem now? It ain't the girl that's raining.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because this girl done showed us time and time and time and time and time again that she know how to reign and be a queen.
Mhm.
It ain't her.
Gotcha. Every girl won't be Miss Continental. Every girl won't be Miss Black America, Universal, what have you.
Hmm.
And a lot of systems, a lot of people are now creating all of these different systems. Do you think we're oversaturated?
Most definitely.
Do you have any
Most
particular
definitely.
systems that you feel we could do without?
MMI, y'all could definitely do without them.
Okay.
I feel like we could do without any system that doesn't have the greater good at heart. Any system.
All right.
And if y'all got to cheat to get the person that y'all want to win, then that system need to definitely haul ass.
But
Gone.
do you think do you think MMI was more created more so because they felt like their girls were not seen on a national level, so they created it to give them this vehicle?
I think that again, the meme.
We know.
I feel like this because I want to make sure because y'all know Miss Vega love to send a bitch a cease and desist, but girl, I live in Florida. That stuff don't work around here. Um,
I'm in Texas. And
um, I feel like this. I feel like MMI was created because their girls. Vega got tired of her girls leaving Virginia, coming to Atlanta, and not being accepted or appreciated as much as the Atlanta girls or the Florida girls or the Texas girls, because they wasn't the it girls. So Vegas said, well, I'm going to create a pageant here in my own backyard, and we're going to make it national, and we're going to do what we're going to do. And she created that. And for the last, what, 20 something years, 25 plus years, it's been in existence. And the majority of their farmers are their girls.
Yeah.
And I ain't knocking her for that, because she right in her own way. She right. They didn't see it for Avantis and them. Y'all know about the time Avantis showed up at Black Universe? They ain't see it for them girls. They don't see it for Monica Overking. They don't see it for Tarina. They did let Debbie in over at NBA. But yeah.
But do you think sometimes that can stifle them because, like, even with some of the names you called, do you think maybe she could have, rather than creating a pageant to just give to them, put that money behind them to
It
really
wouldn't have
help
made a
them?
difference.
It wouldn't
It
have made
wouldn't
a
have made a
difference.
difference in Atlanta.
Well,
You
but
got to
like you said,
remember.
there's pageants outside of Atlanta.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
they were wanting to capture the Atlanta titles,
they wanted to
the
be
Sparks, the
validated by
Black
Black
Americans, the
folks.
MBUs,
Yeah.
and the Ebonies, and at that time the Liberties was around. They wanted those titles, and I think that because they wasn't the pretty girls,
Yeah.
you wasn't the fishy girls, they weren't accepted.
Mhm.
That's my
Um,
whole opinion on it. But go
speaking
ahead.
of cease and desist or letters and new systems, are you back on the panel at People's?
No, but I do want to say this on your live.
Go ahead.
Um, who you so messy? Um, I do want to say this. There is no bad blood between myself and Peoples.
Gotcha.
I have no bad blood between them. Derlin and I go way back. It's nothing personal. It's just business. I'm grown enough to separate the two. When they actually came to me this weekend in Jacksonville. And, they apologized and they said, it was nothing personal. It's just, listen, baby, you don't even owe me that. I understand the business.
Gotcha.
I can separate the two. And even Jill and I had a moment
That's
um,
good.
in the corner. She came and she grabbed me and she pulled me to the side and she said, I just want to apologize to you about everything that happened. And I don't, she didn't want me to feel no type of way. And like I told her, I'm grown. I'm in a peaceful place in my life, and I try not to allow anything to draw me out of it. But you didn't. Like I told her, you don't owe me an apology. I understand. I
Mhm.
understand how you ride or die for your friends, because I
Mhm.
would have did the same thing for mine.
Right.
That's
Um,
it.
they're one of the newer systems that's out and that's national. Would you
hmm
agree that they are a good system that you would send people to? Do you see a future for
I would
them?
say this. I would definitely like people. Let's give them a try. Let's give them a try. Let's see what they
Gotcha.
do. I'm not gonna say that they're good or bad. I can tell you this from the representative that they produced under the prelim of Black Universe. They were excellent. They won best prelim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um. So with that being said, I think that if they're still on track, they're on track to be a competitive national system.
Shouts out to the people, August
Yes,
the
shout out
first.
to Peoples. I think that they have some wonderful owners and sponsors over there, um, and the best is yet to be seen.
But we
If you
just talked
could,
about saturation. Do you think what makes a national pageant a national pageant?
Ooh, I'm like Jimmy. Nah, shit. I mean, we need some prelim shit. Shit. I mean, everybody want to jump in the pageant arena and be national. Everybody. I'm gonna start me a pageant. It's national. For me, in order for your system, in order for your system or your pageant to be considered a national pageant, I think you need at least 10 years in. I ain't even gonna say 5. I think 10 would be a generous number because you get to experience good and bad queens, good and bad kings. You get to experience good revenue, bad revenue. You get to understand the kinks and how to navigate through a pageant on the night of the pageant. As a former pageant owner, it's a lot that goes on. It takes a lot to put on a pageant.
Yes, God.
You got to have a backstage helper. You want to make sure that you're contestant friendly. You want to make sure you got all the money. You got to watch. You got to make sure the door is right, the lighting, the stage, the judges. Everybody
All
is
the
accommodated
things.
and comfortable. There is a lot that goes into pageantry. It's the glitz and glam that we see going as a patron. That's minute. But to actually put a show on, oh baby, a
Mhm.
building is $5,000 by itself.
Come on. Come
That's
on.
just the building.
Yeah.
Then you
Mhm.
got to dress it up. You want to decorate it out. You want to make it feel like a pageant. You want to make the ambience feel welcome and make the people feel like, okay, we here to have a good time. You got to do all of that. You want to make sure the judges is accommodated. You want to make sure the people in the back are accommodated. You got to make sure that everybody's on time. You want to make sure everybody know where they at on the lineup. You know, people want to be moved up and down on the lineup.
That's a
But
whole
that's
thing.
neither, that's a whole lot
That's a
going
whole
on.
thing, baby.
And you have to have a team to
Somebody
put
said you got to make
on
sure the
one
AC on.
show.
you
Yeah.
you gotta make sure the AC on.
Please make sure the AC works.
so
Listen,
so so
if you
Baxter. So
if you were given the opportunity to be on the board of any system, which one would you choose?
Neither one of them.
Okay.
I don't. Here's the thing. The reason why I don't want to be on nobody's board is because I understand sometimes you have to make executive decisions.
Mm.
I get it, and I understand that. And me being me and having the platform that I have, I'm gonna always do my best to bring you all transparency and truth. And that's why I don't judge a lot of pageants because I don't want my name tied to no bullshit.
yeah.
If I know your pageant has a reputation of cheating and doing X, Y, Z, baby, don't call me because your answer is definitely no. If I know that y'all gonna be fair, y'all gonna give the girl a chance to win that wins and deal with her throughout the year, I'm your guy.
Well, how does that work that you don't want to be attached to the bullshit and cheating, but you just said that you don't understand executive decisions have to be
That's
made?
why I said no to being on the board because I
Okay.
understand that sometimes you have to make an executive decision.
Yeah.
That's why I said no
Mhm.
because
It's
I
like
don't
an
want to be a
activist running
part
for
of the
office.
executive decision.
Yeah. It's like an
Oh.
activist becoming a congressman. You
So
can't
what do
you can't do
why
the
do you
job of
feel
the
that
activist.
why do you feel that executive decisions have to be made?
um, let's go back to the question that you asked me about watching the individuals prior to them winning.
Hmm.
I saw your tip. I saw you out
Hmm.
in the public. I saw how you move and navigate, and I don't really want that as a
Hmm.
representative.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And instead of them saying, we just want to take your entry fee because you could possibly win,
We ain't gonna take. We're not gonna say we're not gonna say you can't compete because we want the numbers to look good on
right,
paper.
right, right, right. See, that's where it is. Judging. Do you feel like a lot of panels need a rehaul?
Um, Open it up for me when you say a lot of
Some
panels.
people feel like judges are not modern. They're not up to date. They don't have fashion. They don't know how to answer questions themselves. They have never acquired a talent. How do you feel a panel should be?
Um, Most panels are combined of formers that have already won the system or already formers of the system. So they are definitely most qualified to sit there and critique. You have to have someone. I feel that you definitely have to have someone outside of pageantry that knows fashion and drag, um, that has an unbiased eye
Mhm.
as a judge because that gets rid of the girlfriend points.
Mhm.
Um, Also, um, when it comes to judging, I feel
Do you?
the, to me, I feel that as long as your eye is current,
Mm,
you understand. Because here's the thing: just because you have fashion sense, don't mean you have pageant sense.
Mm.
A lot of people can go out here and go get uh, at YSL, Gucci, Ferragamo, Givenchy. They can go get all of that and put that on the stage, but most of the people sitting out there judging, they don't know it's Givenchy, Gucci, or if it was tailored to you. They don't know that.
I think we
But
experienced
if you
that this
got
weekend.
somebody that has a pageant eye, that knows the tailoring, that knows the length of where your pants leg's supposed to fall, or your cuff of your suit's supposed to be at, or they know what your hair tapering's supposed to look like in the bottom of your shoes. You have to have that on a panel because that's part of our community. That's part of pageantry,
Mhm.
and it's
Mhm.
it's not necessarily an overhaul. I think that we can revamp a few of the judges to bring them current
That's fair.
but not alleviate them completely.
Gotcha. Um, what's your take on Black America?
I don't have one. Um, Black America. I had a good time in March. I'll say that.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
had a I had a wonderful time in March, and I think the most touching moment for me at Black America was, when you were able to perform and kneel down and hug Tamara, in spite of y'all differences. That showed growth, maturity, and the fact that you are healing
Mhm. Yes.
and you're
Shouts
able
out.
to move on.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um, would you consider yourself
Mm.
the go-to guy of drag?
No,
Meaning, you don't even know what I meant by that.
no.
What I'm saying is that you were groomed by the Braxtons, the fit that makes the fashion. You've been around for a long time. You clearly have a show that everyone calls and listens to. So if someone came to you and said, I need you to help me prepare for this pageant, would you be accepting of it? Or you don't want to be involved in that aspect of it? How do you
I'll
feel
tell you
about
this. First of all, let me correct something.
it?
You said that I was groomed by the Braxton. No, again, like I stated
Hmm.
previously, it takes a village.
Hmm.
I was groomed by the Braxtons. I
Hmm.
was groomed by Rick Finn. I was
Oh,
groomed by Jaleese. I was groomed by Old Man. I was
hmm,
groomed by Antoinette. I've been groomed by a lot of seasoned entertainers and veteran promoters in this industry.
hmm.
Not just the Braxtons. I cannot take away the fact that these people contributed and poured into me to make me the person that I am today.
Right.
Um, Nevertheless, um, would I be receptive to assisting? Depending on the person. And I'll say that because a lot of people will come to you and ask you for your opinion, your advice, just to pick your brain to see where you at, but have no intentions on following through with whatever it is that you give them. And I always had this qualm with the veterans about why don't you all pour back into the younger generations or the next up and coming generation. And they said, Devon, the reason why we don't is because they don't like to listen. We can tell them what to do, but they'll still take their own avenue.
Mhm.
And I have seen it happen time and time and time again, where they have given them advice. They've told them, okay, you should do this, you should do that. This will make this better. This would make this bigger. I think that you need to add a prop here, or you need to put some feathers on that. And they don't listen. And so when they don't listen and they go do it their way and they get what they get, then it falls back on, oh well, I should have followed that person's information. So it just depends on the person.
Do you feel like a lot of our older icons and legends are afraid to pass the baton or to move out the way to let the newer generation step in and take presence?
No, I think that the older Icons and legends are here for a reason. I just think that the younger generations aren't utilizing the knowledge and information that they have
Mhm.
and using it for to their advantage.
Mhm.
These individuals that are legends within our community. Now, some of them may not be receptive to helping you, but the
Right.
ones that you do feel like you have a relationship or that you can approach and ask for information and they're willing to give that to you, take advantage of that.
Mhm.
Most definitely take advantage of that because these are the girls that kick down the door so that you can have the stage and the
Yeah.
platform that you're standing on. You
Mhm.
want to be able to be respectful of the fact. Let's start there. A lot of these motherfuckers come in and they just feel like a bitch owed them something. These young bitches just feel like, oh well, I'm gonna call Tasha Long and see what she think. And
Mhm.
if she ain't talking what I want to hear, oh
Mhm.
girl, she late, she dated, she
Yeah.
don't know what she talking about.
Mhm.
But if you get on the pageant against her, she gonna tear your ass up.
Right. Right.
So for me, I just feel like the older generations are thrown to the side or the knowledge and the information that they have to give is not utilized properly. Just
Mhm.
because this younger generation don't believe in seeking that, they gonna do it their way or no way.
Right. Lives after pageantry when you win, excuse me, when you lose. What's your take on
Mhm.
that?
Say that again.
You know, when people go live after the
Mhm.
pageant because they've
Mhm.
lost and now they're speaking all of their grievances and this and that and the other, how do you feel that is a healing? Do you feel like it's something that should be done, or you just take it and move on to the next one?
To each his own.
Okay.
To each his own. I mean, everybody has their own way of venting and expressing themselves. Some people do it through live. Some people do it by throwing the goddamn plaques in the garbages, and some people just do it, but do it by just not taking pictures and walking off the stage and going back and taking their gown off and say, "I got my lope," and shit. What y'all gonna do about it? Everybody has their own way of dealing with it. So to each his own.
How? What is your take on this big debate with masculinity in male lead roles?
Ooh, girl, now you asking the questions, bitch.
Real-
Um, I hate it. I hate. Here's the thing. Drag is your own interpretation of what you feel your drag should be. But when it's a specific category or specific lane that you are navigating within, I feel like the basics should be followed.
Mhm.
Um, if it's going to be male lead, just the the bare minimum should be at least followed. Masculinity. I love what the little boy said at Metro. He said, "I'm bringing back masculinity to male lead
Mhm.
and pageantry." He said that in presentation, and I was like, "Oh, that's good because that's what's lacking." We have so many gay boys doing pageants in the male lane, but they looking like the girls. They want to put on heels, purses, makeup, and eyelashes, and feel like, okay, well, girl, well, what you got me for? Bitch, you in the wrong category. That's what I got you for.
Mhm. Okay. How important is a good promo to you?
Ooh, baby. Extremely important. And I think you know this. I think you asked that question because you know the answer to it. Um, I feel like a promo, and I'm gonna say this till I die. Your promos will go places that your feet will never touch the ground. It is so important that you put out a promo that is worthy enough to not only speak for you, but to get you booked in that city.
Mhm.
Make the people want you. Make them want to book you because you're only the queen for 1 year, but you want to be booked throughout the rest of your career.
Right, yeah. What's your take, or how do you feel about microphone talents?
Hmm, subjective. I don't
Mhm.
have a take on that at all.
Should a system, and we understand that it's their system to do what they want, but how do you feel about a system that says you can only come here with the production, no solo talents?
Um, Depending on the level of the system. When I say that, I mean depending on if it's a national system or it's a city title or it's just a regular bar title. I do feel like a national pageant deserves a national talent.
Mhm.
To me, um, again, like I said, it take a lot to put these shows on. Even and I'm gonna just go there. Even with Queen, King and Queen, them people give away $7,000-8,000 on the night of. If you cannot go over here and take these people a pageant a package that's worthy of an $8,000 prize, don't go. Because not only do you win that amount on the night of, you get a stipend every single month on the first of the month. And out of all of their farmers that I have spoken to, every last one of them told me at 12:01 or 12 o'clock on the first, bitch, they cash out dinging. They Zelle dinging. They ain't never late. They treat them like they're royalty. They
Wow.
go anywhere, they send looking good money. And looking good money is you just out and about in the community, making the crowd accessible to the people and looking good while you're doing it. They send you a stipend for that. You, ain't no other systems around here doing that. Hell, you can barely get these motherfuckers to pay for damn entry fee into the damn National Wall.
Right.
Mm.
Well, so shouts out to Queen in December.
I'm just saying, like if you're gonna be going to these pageants that has these type of prize package, give them their just give them their flowers and let them know that I appreciate you all giving us this platform, and I honor y'all in the most humblest way by bringing y'all a package that I feel is deemed worthy of an $8,000 prize.
Gotcha. What is your take on all of the fluff before the actual question and question and answer?
Oh, I hate it. You talking about Rick Finn now? Oh, you talking about
No, I'm
Rick Finn
not.
now? Me and Rick, we
what do
agree to
you
disagree a lot.
what do you think that I feel like sometimes you have to listen in order to say
Yes,
what you have to say. So you feel
yes.
it should just be a straight out question.
Not all the time. I think for me, I feel this. I feel like the level of difficulty should be the same across the board.
Mhm.
I don't feel like I should be able to compete for the first four categories and get to the fifth one, and it's the level of difficulty is at a 15 when I've been competing at a 10. Just keep the
But
lane simple. It doesn't have to the fluff in front of the questions. Um, it's subjective to me. It just depends on what the fluff is. Because Rick can put a lot of motherfucking bullshit in front of the question. But
first of all, we're not
if
talking
you
about Rick.
listen, if you really listen to the, I know you're gonna ride for your promoter, girl. I ain't here
Of
for that.
course.
But if you listen to the question and just listen to what it's truly asking of you, it's really simple.
Right.
Yeah, but I just don't. Maybe just ask the motherfucking question. We've been here all goddamn night. We tired and ready to go home. Baby, just get them people the question. Let us go.
What do you want to see changed when it comes to sportswear?
Ooh, nothing. I
Okay.
like I like sports. Well, I think it's okay.
So you good
Uh,
with peplums?
I like to see. I don't like people boxed in.
Mhm.
I don't. I think that we all have our own ideas and our own interpretations
Mhm.
of what we see fashion as, and I don't think it should be changed at all. I'm
Mhm.
here for it all. I like I said, I'm intrigued.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You being a lover of the art, do you think that RuPaul Drag Race has hindered or helped the
I
drag
think
race?
that it has helped them in a tremendous way. Now, some people may feel like it has been a hindrance to the to the girls that have did the work and laid the foundation for this community. I can understand their stance on it, but for me, the goal was to get here.
Mhm.
That's what the foundation was laid. That's what the work was done for. This is what all the blood, sweat, and tears was for. Was for drag to get here, not necessarily pageantry.
Mhm.
It was for drag to excel and be recognized on this level. The me, and I'm here for it.
Gotcha. Now for to put you on the spot with some names. Give me
Mm,
three up and coming girls that you like that will have longevity, and three up and coming boys that you like that will have longevity in this industry.
Dariah and her son, Infinity Bonet and Barbie Sinclair. I mean Barbie Dupree.
Hmm.
Um, Boys. Mm, mm. I like Cairo, of course.
Hmm.
Um, because he studies his craft and he continues to do
Hmm.
it. I would love to see Kenny. He's Rachel's
Cashmere.
son. Cashmere,
Cashmere.
yeah, Cashmere. I would love to see him. Um, and the third boy would be Face,
Face. Okay.
Mr. Diamond of the South.
Drag Mount Rushmore. Four myths. They could be dead or they can be alive. Who are the icons that
Oh,
you would place on that mountain?
Tasha Long definitely would be number one. Um, I would put Naisha Dupree up there. Tiffany Ariagas. Um,
One more.
I know.
Tasha, Naisha, Tiffany.
Ooh, that fourth spot is catchy. Um, Santana.
She want no joke. What about four male leads on the Mount Rushmore?
Alphonse Dupree. Um, Fonzie would be my first one. Um, oh, that's hard.
Mhm.
I like Ardarius.
Mhm.
Um, Christopher Iman. I like Toby. Um, and Terrell.
Love Dupree?
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. When you entered the Coliseum years ago,
Ooh.
up until today,
Well,
is
you
there
getting this from
anything
the audience. Go ahead.
up until today, is there anything in between there that you wish you would not have done, wish you would have done, wish you could change about your life?
Nothing. I wouldn't change nothing for my journey. I truly believe that everything in my life happened for a reason and a purpose.
Mm.
It has made me the individual who I am and why I have been able to survive and overcome as much as I have because of those life lessons. I don't want to change it. I wouldn't go back and change not one single thing because like I said, previous experience was my only teacher because I experienced those things. I don't have to take the advice of other people because I have a lived experience
Mhm.
Mm.
and it has made me the individual that I am today. So I wouldn't change nothing.
What makes you cry, if anything?
Oh, um, my mom.
Mhm.
My mom makes me cry. My dad is my best friend. That's the only thing that I would say made me cry was losing my kids. I lost I lost Doherty 1 year, and I lost my son Ahmad the next year. and just being the parent that I am. Um, Losing my kids was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me in this life.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing, because it took me to a very dark place. There was a time, even when losing Doherty, there was a time where I couldn't even work. And my grandbaby Jarrell, he may be on here. He used to have to call me and just remind me to eat. You know, he would just call me, "Granddaddy, do you eat today?" I was like, "Shit, no, I forgot to eat." I had to stop working because, like I said, I'm a driver, and I had to stop working because I would zone out on the highway,
Oh.
just just reminiscing and thinking about her and doing all the things. So I stopped working. I stopped working for about 6 months to a year,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I didn't want to put anybody else's life at risk because I had zoned out.
Mm-hmm. Um, if you have one, what is your biggest fear, and how do you overcome it?
My biggest fear was dying alone.
That's mine.
That was my biggest fear.
Mhm.
But after building a relationship with God and understanding His ways are not mine, I have come to terms and grips with being able to die alone and being at peace with it.
Well, you're not alone. You got all those your nephew running through the house, and
He up there with his girlfriend, child. I ain't stepping no more.
um, uh, just for fun and giggles, where are you sending Wendell?
Wendell,
Yes.
back to Westland.
Okay. All right, Wendell. You
Mhm.
know he's pretty much good when he sends his people.
I'm spot on. There was some one pageant broke my record, but I'm gonna let them have that because they cheated. But go ahead.
Where you sending Trinity? Where are you gonna send Trinity?
Um, I'm gonna send Trinity to Vogue,
Hmm.
Oh.
and the reason why I'm sending Trinity to Vogue is because I saw what she did over at Models Inc. and she let me know that she was able to challenge herself to do more
Hmm.
in um, that creative presentation and in the fashion lane. She showed me that there is more to me than just a plain simple black velvet dress girl. Um, we're gonna work on that hair, but I'm gonna send you the Vogue Plus.
Okay. What is your passion after it's all said and done and your legacy? What do you want to be remembered as?
I want to be remembered as someone that gave it to you like it is.
But no shade.
There was no gray areas. I didn't cut no corners. I gave it to you like it is.
Mhm,
And what you did with it is your business.
mhm,
But I gave it to you like it is. And I just think that I would want my legacy to be someone who was truly authentic at heart.
mhm. Before King asks the last question, I want to say this: these last 2 hours and 15 minutes, I didn't expect this. I kept saying, "Lord, I hope this don't go left." Y'all know, but I would literally say I've
I
learned.
was anticipating the same thing. I was like, now do I need to do this interview? Because they know I'm unhinged.
No, I think that it's important to hear from all aspects of this community, whether you are an audience member, whether you're like somebody who has sent a lot of people on. You've clearly been in the game a long time and you know what you're talking about. And I call you the Jason Lee of the community because you get it you get it straight. I think
No
that it's important
chaser.
to hear your story because people want to know, well, how is he able to tell us all this stuff and who is he? He hasn't stepped on stage, but it's important that you were groomed by so many of the legends, as
Yes.
well as you've been a pageant owner for whatever reason
Yes.
you don't have it right now. I think I heard you say you was bringing it back eventually.
I am working on it. I'm working on bringing it back, but I'm gonna need some of y'all 501c3s. I'm gonna need some of y'all to send me some money. Hey Wendell, how you doing?
Yeah, because I think
You
that
I'm gonna need
tall.
me some of y'all nonprofits
yes.
to send me some money. I don't need but like 30,000, and I'm good.
Oh, that's
That's all.
it.
I'm a simple bitch. I ain't
Right.
greedy. I'm just, let's just have a good time.
Right. But I've learned, I think if I had to gain one thing from you is you are really a teddy bear. You're not the bitch that you
I'm
portray yourself to be.
I'm not a bitch at all. I'm
I
not.
think that you have a soft spot, and I do think after tonight, well, I had already gathered it because we've had intimate conversations, but
Yes.
I do think that you do mean well and in what you do and say. I think that you
Hmm.
want us, especially, to be the best that we can be in this art form because you know how
Yes.
it has been for us on so many
Yes.
levels, especially in the past. So that's what I gather. On top of knowing that you are a tutor, I'm all for the education and stuff like that. I'm glad that we were able to clear up. You ain't changing how you
I'm
said when
not
you said you're
changing.
working on the delivery.
I'm
However,
Working on
working on the
delivery.
you
delivery,
mean
and I'm
well, and
I'm
I think
only doing that because Spuddy asked me to work on it. Because other than that, y'all ass ain't had shit coming. Period. But
oh my god,
Spuddy,
oh
that's
my
my
goodness,
girl. So I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. It ain't gonna happen overnight, so don't y'all expect it. But go ahead, Wendell.
yes, go ahead, Wyndham.
Yeah. So, but thank you so much, Baxter. And I mean,
You're very welcome.
I think that you're very intentional, and that's what I appreciate about you is that you're very intentional. So I know that anytime you say something, you really mean it from your heart,
I do.
regardless if it comes out raw and raucous, but you still mean it from a good place. So I
It
think that
does.
that's what makes you authentic. So we always ask, and I'm an ally, not an associate, but we
Come on,
always
associate.
ask our legends, icons, or infamous legends like yourself to
Hmm.
leave our audience with a nugget that we can take with us. And it doesn't have to be drag and pageant related. It can just be an everyday thing, something that Baxter has used that has gotten him through things.
I'm gonna give y'all something that Angelica Sanchez gave to me on the very
Mhm.
first night that I met her in a nightclub. I'm gonna put emphasis on it. In a nightclub.
Hmm.
She said, get to know God for yourself.
Mhm.
It's called a personal relationship.
Wow. Okay. Shouts out to Angelica.
All right.
So before we do the
Auntie.
recap, we'll remove you and do the recap. But tell us where you gonna be. Where can the people see you?
Edward.
What? No, Devon, we're not gonna be able to get in the truck with
Girl,
you.
listen, let me tell y'all something. But I want to end, but I want to make sure I let y'all understand this. I ain't gay like that for real. I'm gay for play. I come over here and play with y'all for real, but I'm a real heterosexual dude. I can't even tell you in my own city the last time I've been to the gay club here. I really don't patronize the gay scene. I like the pageantry part of it.
Right.
Yes, I will always support that.
Right.
But as far as like being in the gay setting, you'll catch me there maybe twice a year. You want to find me? You're gonna find me in the straight club with the trade. I'm looking at something. I like a different type of.
So
I'm
what
sorry, y'all.
pageant will you
Listen.
be
That's
at
your
next? We saw
weakness.
you at Duval.
He like,
We
that's
saw
my
you at Duval
weakness.
this weekend. What
Woo!
pageant will you be at next? How about that?
Um, Continental.
So no
I'm
North
gonna be at the
America.
Continental Prelim in Chicago in September.
Okay. So no North America, no peoples, no nothing. Okay. All right.
No, people's told me no, ma'am. People's told me they didn't want me, and I don't. I'm okay. I go
They
where
didn't tell you they didn't want you there. They just said that.
they told me no, ma'am. They don't want me. And they said in the letter they did not want me there in the building.
Oh,
I cannot be patronizing them people's stuff. I'm gonna respect their decision. My mama always told me you go where you are celebrated and not tolerated.
okay.
That's real
Gotcha.
talk.
All right. Well, we will see you at the Continental Prelim and
In
and
Chicago, Labor
in
Day weekend.
Labor. Oh, no, that's the big pageant.
That's what
No,
he
the big
said.
pageant was in South Africa. They had 10 girls. You
I
ain't
just
seen it?
clocked that. I
Got a prelim in
Oh my
September.
God.
Baxter, thank you so much for this
You're
time.
welcome.
You have
He
really,
is
really
the
thoroughly. I
best.
enjoyed you, and I'm sure your associate over there, Ally, will be giving you more things to talk
Ally.
about. And
But
we
thank
will
you
see
to my
you.
associates for tuning
She's
in.
doing
I love
deflections,
y'all.
guys. She's
No, I'm an
deflecting.
associate. We will hear from you the Monday after North America, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually,
All right.
I may come this Monday. They have the MBU prelim. Love City MBU is
Oh,
gonna be
yeah,
this
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And your
that's
girlfriend going to do it.
yeah.
All right, bye bye. We'll
Bye
talk to
bye.
you. Thank you, Baxter. Have a good
You're
night.
welcome.
Bye. All right, guys. So this is the recap. That was good.
That was really good. It
I
was
thought we
pleasant.
was
It
finna.
was
I thought we was
pleasant.
finna be in here like this, but no.
It was very
He let it
pleasant.
be very well known that he means well, guys. He doesn't mean any harm by the things that he said. He wants the best for the community. That's all we can ever want.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about him personally.
Yeah.
Um, that he takes care of. He has a passion for kids. That's very interesting.
And
So
education.
yeah, very. So he told you to go back to Westland. You going?
Yeah, but I really enjoyed the interview also, and I really appreciate it because I mean, we both had that Baxter that we had right in the interview because I've had times where I called him like I'm ready to fall out, and he would be so welcoming and
Associate.
understanding, huh?
Associate.
Ally. But we would like really be, I would be ready to fall out with him, but he would be so understanding and receiving. I'd be like, okay. So I'm glad that he was able to show people a different side of him because he did show a different side of him. He showed that
Yeah.
he can be diplomatic. And I didn't want to get into a debate, but when you say you're going to change your delivery, that means you are changing something. So I'm glad that he accepted and admitted that maybe he can work on his delivery. And I think that that's what people want. We all had to do that. You and I, we still have to work on our delivery on things when it comes to communication. Because sometimes you just hurt people's feelings without trying,
Right. I agree. So
casualties of
shout out to
war.
thank y'all. This is the most numbers we've had since I think Mimi.
Y'all need to come next week because I'm going to air out somebody after Sunday.
Who you airing out Sunday? Oh,
I said after
oh no,
Sunday.
you're not gonna do that over here. You take that
I
on
didn't
your
say over
king.
here. I'm going to go live on my own. I know how to go live.
I thought you were in a healing space.
That's part of healing.
Leave that
Didn't
lady
he just say
alone.
sometimes you got to throw it away, break a glass? You
Thank y'all for tuning in tonight to with Baxter and us. We have a great lady coming next week.
with Baxter and
Um,
Associates,
I am an associate. I am an associate.
and
I
I'm an
definitely am an
ally,
associate.
and
But
I am an
because
ally.
he has, now I will say he has taken the time to say, Trinity, let's work on it. I came in here. I was trying to give me a fabric dress. I don't care about none of that because I didn't want to be looking like no drag queen.
I
Now
was gonna say because
put
you
all the
also you
makeup
also
on
a
me.
woman.
Yeah, put all. Yeah, I had to learn. I can do that Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get up in, put me up in. So
Tommy Ross used to say women don't do drag patches, but they
right,
do now.
right. So shouts out to Tommy Ross for that. We will see you. I will see you in Houston. Please make sure that you pick me up on time. I don't like to be waiting.
Yes.
And so, but yeah. So good luck at Westland. We're going to support Wendell on his
Okay.
way back to Westland. He didn't send me back there.
He sent you to Vogue. You going to Memphis?
I'm not going there either. No, I'm not going there. Listen, no ma'am. But
I'm
shouts
going
out
to
to Vogue. I love
work.
Vogue and I love Infinity and I love Stanisha. But
And shout out to Westland.
I don't want another king. I don't want
Definitely
another
have
king.
love for D West and the Westland family. Some of them. It's
If your
great.
system has to have me directly with the king, I won't be there. I had enough of that one right there. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will
For
see y'all
life.
next week.